Fantasy. Let you make elixirs but not wholesale immortal pills. Chapter 1. Kunlun Wonderland is vast and boundless. Surrounded by the aura of immortal spirits, countless sects are located here, and immortals are constantly coming and going among the clouds. The Shanyu sect is not bad either, with tens of thousands of disciples and an area of tens of thousands of miles. But the actual scene is that the place where the mountain sect is located is a place where the spirit of immortality is rare, and a place that other sects simply look down upon. In other words, the energy in other sects is fairy energy, while the energy in the mountain sect is spiritual energy. The gap is ridiculous. Disciple, don't look at our Shanyu sect in decline now. Our ancestors were also ranked among the top immortal sects. Now you are also the senior brother of the mountain sect, so you must work hard and set an example for many junior brothers and sisters, and strive to restore the glory of our mountain sect as soon as possible. Then master, why don't you work hard? Hey, you disciple, why do you question me as your master? Take these 30,000 spirit stones and help me practice. Master Shanyu Sanran laughed and cursed and kicked Chen Yuan out. Chen Yuan walked out of the mountain gate and looked expectantly at his transmigrator essential system. Successfully becoming a disciple of the mountain sect, the gift return system is activated. Closing square bracket. Giving roses to someone's hand leaves a lingering fragrance, giving someone a baby will return several times the price. Finally the system is activated. It seems that as Master said, the ancestors of the Shanyu sect are destined to be glorious. Otherwise, why would the system choose this sect? This system is pretty good. It means that if I give what I produce to others, I can get several times the reward. Then how many times is this multiple? While thinking, a disciple of the mountain sect walked up quietly. Are you the new senior brother? Chen Yuan looked at him slightly doubtfully. What's the problem? The disciple looked kind and then reminded him kindly. Senior brother, should you say it or not, I advise you to pack up and run away as soon as possible, otherwise you will definitely die in the sect competition in 3 months' time. We lower level sects, every once in a while, have to be pulled out to play in the arena to show off to the higher level immortal sects. After hearing this disciple's reminder, Chen Yuan once again had more thoughts on becoming stronger. Very good, thank you for reminding me. 3 months later, my senior brother will take you to the ring to flip the table, and you dare to let me, the mountain sect, act as a clown for others. This is absolutely not allowed. When the disciple heard this, he was very frightened, and there was unspeakable fear on his kind face. Elder brother, do you know why you became the eldest brother of my mountain sect so easily? Why does no one dare to sit in this position? Chen Yuan smiled happily. What's so difficult about this? You already call me senior brother, do you still have any questions? By the way, what's your boy's name? The disciple's face froze, and he was speechless. He had already reminded him so clearly. Why didn't Chen Yuan listen to his advice? It's not obvious that the dozens or hundreds of senior brothers in front of us all died on the ring. There are many immortals in the upper immortal sect, but they don't care whether immortal dies. The disciple sighed, foreseeing the tragic situation after 3 months, and said helplessly. Senior brother Wei, disciple Zhou Hao, comes from the 37 peaks of the outer sect. Chen Yuan nodded, waved his hand and said. Okay, Zhou Hao, right. My senior brother will remember you. Chen Yuan walked away minding his own business. Zhou Hao looked at Chen Yuan's back with a complicated expression. Soon, Chen Yuan took the 30,000 spirit stones given by Shanyu Sanran and bought a large set of alchemy equipment and elixirs. He didn't feel bad about spending money at all. None of this belongs to him now, but as long as he refines the elixir and weapon, it belongs to him. At that time, the system can be used to its full potential. On the main peak unique to the senior brother, Chen Yuan took out the standard mortal alchemy furnace, the earth fire array, a lot of elixirs and herbs, and a basic introduction to alchemy, and started tinkering. The earth fire array was activated, the spiritual light hooked into the earth fire, and the hot temperature in the alchemy furnace rose instantly. One after another, Chen Yuan threw in the elixir according to the steps in the book. Nowadays, Chen Yuan's strength is very weak. He only has the cultivation level of the 3rd level of Qi training, but he doesn't care. As long as he can refine something, he doesn't care whether it is a pill or not. Anyway, he doesn't want to eat this food. The ground fire in the alchemy furnace continues to boil, and the state in the alchemy furnace remains stable. The elixir Chen Yuan refined this time is the most basic and simple Yaoyuan Dan. Even the entry-level Qi gathering Dan is not really. Because refining the elixir does not require any other operations, you only need to follow the established steps, use the earth fire to refine and fuse the elixir, and then bring it together and knead it into the elixir. There is no need for anything like the ratio of the elixir or the heat of the elixir, and there are no requirements for cultivation. The main thing is simple and easy to practice. Because this is purely for newcomers to practice. 3 days passed by in a flash. As the ground fire was extinguished, Chen Yuan took out pills one after another from the pill furnace. They had a faint medicinal fragrance and a hint of paste. It's okay. I almost didn't even refine this thing. This third level of Qi training is really not good enough. Fortunately, the refinement was successful. There are a total of 12 Yaoyuan Dan. I wonder what feedback it will bring to me if I send them out. Chen Yuan came down from the main peak and greeted a disciple of the sect. Hey! Who is that? Stop. This disciple was wearing brocade clothes, with a fair complexion, and he looked a little weak. He didn't know Chen Yuan, but he knew the senior brother's clothes that Chen Yuan was wearing. After a moment of confusion, he saluted with compliments. Disciple Lin Langyan, I have met the senior brother. I wonder what the senior brother has to say. Chen Yuan nodded slightly and got straight to the point. Lin Langyan, right. My senior brother appreciates your hard work in cultivation, so I would like to reward you with a bottle of elixir. I hope you practice well and don't let down the sect. When Lin Langyan heard this, the corner of his mouth twitched. He looked at Chen Yuan hesitantly. Who didn't know that he, Lin Langyan, was a famous ronin of the mountain sect? There is no famous fairy that he does not know. If you really want to say that he works hard, there is no problem. Outside of cultivation, he does work very hard. However, Lin Langyan thought that if he didn't take the elixir, it would be in vain, so he didn't say much and said flatteringly. Thank you, senior brother, for the elixir. After the elixir was delivered, a golden reminder appeared in front of Chen Yuan. You gave away 12 defective Yaoyuan Dan and received a reward, 300 years of spiritual power cultivation. Successfully delivered the elixir for the first time and received additional rewards, Chaos Alchemy Sutra, Heavenly Purple Fire Alchemy Furnace, Heavenly Purple Extreme Heavenly Fire. Chen Yuan's pupils dilated slightly, and he was surprised. This system reward is too awesome. Restoring the glory of the mountain sect is just around the corner. After Lin Langyan watched Chen Yuan return to the main peak, he looked expectantly at the jade bottle containing the elixir in his hand. The senior brother that the sect master recruited this time is actually an alchemist. It's just a pity. The position of senior brother is not something that a weak guy can hold. The previous senior brother of the soul formation stage all burped in the ring. Your third level of Qi training is not enough to show off. Ah. Although Lin Langyan doesn't practice hard, he still has the ability to form pills. Otherwise, how would he pick up girls? While thinking, Lin Langyan had already opened the jade bottle, and then saw the 12 defective medicine Yuan Dan inside, and his breath was slightly stagnant. I'm worrying too much. With senior brother's level, it's just a hobby at most. Lin Langyan didn't really say anything about mocking Chen Yuan, because in the lower sect competition in 3 months, Chen Yuan would most likely be gone. The competition between lower-level sects is a farce, but the many higher-level immortal sects will actually give out rewards. For example, there are some immortal weapons, spiritual treasures, and all kinds of good things, so the fight is so brutal every time. On the main peak, Chen Yuan returned to the main hall. I didn't expect that the rewards this time would be so rich. The Chaos Alchemy Sutra, the Purple Fire Alchemy Furnace, and the Purple Extreme Heavenly Fire are all what I need. Receive, Chaos Alchemy Book. The Chaos Alchemy Sutra contains countless methods of alchemy, alchemy skills, alchemy experience, alchemy secrets, alchemy magic, alchemy fire. In an instant, bursts of chaotic light enveloped Chen Yuan, and a vast flow of information enveloped Chen Yuan. Chen Yuan felt as if his brain was about to explode. After his brain was swollen, Chen Yuan seemed to be swimming in a world with only elixirs. He knew and mastered all kinds of elixirs. Chen Yuan has mastered everything from the pharmacology of the elixir to every detail of the elixir. Chen Yuan opened his eyes in disbelief. Is this what it feels like to become stronger? If I could only refine one furnace of Yaoyuan Dan before, I can refine 700 furnaces now. This is Chen Yuan's confidence in mastering the Chaos Alchemy Sutra. There are still 300 years of cultivation left to collect, so it's time to collect them together now. Chen Yuan's breath was slightly hurried, and he received the feedback of 300 years of cultivation without hesitation. With 300 years of cultivation poured into him, Chen Yuan felt that from the inside out, his cultivation was improving rapidly in a stable and strong posture. 3 levels of Qi training, 4 levels of Qi training. 8th level of Qi training, 9 levels of Qi training. Chen Yuan's breath began to settle very quickly, reaching perfection in just 9 breaths, directly reaching the limit of the Qi training period. In this world, the realms under the immortal include Qi training, foundation building, pill formation, nascent soul, soul formation, Mahayana, and transcending tribulation. Chen Yuan felt the surging power in his body and was extremely happy. Such a powerful feeling. So cool. Now that I have this level of cultivation, coupled with the Chaos Alchemy Sutra, I can easily refine elixirs below the ground level. The strong strength gave Chen Yuan the most confidence. Next, there are also the Purple Fire Alchemy Furnace and the Purple Extreme Heavenly Fire. Get them all. Following Chen Yuan's thoughts, a huge Purple Fire Alchemy Furnace appeared. The Purple Fire Alchemy Furnace has simple purple fire patterns spreading on it. Every trace is like a blazing purple fire, giving people the most intuitive burning feeling. Just by looking at it twice, you will feel like you are in endless purple fire. Coupled with a portion of Ziji Heavenly Fire, this set of alchemy furnaces can be used to refine heavenly-grade elixirs easily. Purple Heavenly Fire, under Chen Yuan's control, suddenly burned in the Purple Fire Pill Furnace. Purple fire burns the sky, surging. Ziji Heavenly Fire, I can easily master it. This feeling is so great. The next step is to continue making alchemy. It's just that with my current strength, I'm enough to refine higher level elixirs, so I can get more rewards. But what kind of elixir should be refined? The level of elixirs, below immortal, are spiritual elixirs, which are divided into 4 levels: heaven, earth, xuanwang, etc. Among them, although Julingdan is an entry-level elixir of the yellow level, it is far from my current limit. I can refine it below the earth level, of all elixirs. But considering the number of elixirs I have now, let's refine the top-grade Zon level elixir, the Xuanling pill. After you decide, just practice as you say. The purple fire pill furnace vibrated, heat waves rolled, and massive spiritual power was released from Chen Yuan's hands. A ball of purple heavenly fire roared out like a giant flame dragon. Surrounding the entire purple fire alchemy furnace, it boils endlessly. One after another, Chen Yuan accurately controlled the heat of the elixirs and sent them into the purple fire elixir furnace. Compared with the situation of alchemy before, which he didn't understand anything, Chen Yuan's alchemy skills this time can be said to be many times more powerful than the Dan Dao sect master. The purple fire roars, refining the elixir, condensing the elixir shape, and quenching the chain for fusion. In less than a quarter of an hour, an extremely rich fragrance of elixirs rippled out from it. The best elixir of Zon level, Zon Ling Dan, Cheng Dan. This furnace can produce 72 pills. Compared with the previous 12 coins per furnace, there are 60 coins more. This is the terrifying improvement from the Chaos Alchemy book. In addition, Chen Yuan's strength has also improved a lot this time, so the elixir he refined has directly improved by dozens of levels. It's a pity that there are only 72. After all, I still have too little experience. After all, I am only refining elixirs for the second time. Chen Yuan took a look at the few elixirs left next to the purple fire pill furnace and knew what he was saying. The elixir has almost been consumed. Next, we need to find opportunities to get some elixir. I don't know if selling this Xuanling pill counts as a gift. You can try it later. If it doesn't work, you can just sell some elixirs and then send some elixirs out. Chen Yuan took 72 Xuanling pills and went down the mountain. As soon as I came down the mountain, I happened to bump into Lin Langyan, who hadn't gone far. Hey! Who is that? Stop! Lin Langyan froze. He felt as if he had heard these words somewhere before, and they were somewhat familiar. Only this time, he had just been rejected by a beautiful junior sister who thought he was low in cultivation, so he turned around and looked at Chen Yuan impatiently. What's the matter with you? Chen Yuan said with a smile. Junior brother, I have a few pills here, how about selling them to you? Seeing Chen Yuan's handsome face, Lin Langyan immediately remembered that when he came here earlier, Chen Yuan happened to give him a bottle of defective Yaoyuan Dan. Even the boy who made the alchemy could make that thing better than Chen Yuan. Good. So Lin Langyan's first reaction was definitely not happy. But the identity of senior brother Chen Yuan is here. If he is unwilling to buy Chen Yuan's elixir and Chen Yuan goes to the sect leader to say a few words, then he will be in misery. Originally, his reputation was not very good. Lin Langyan, who was at the second level of pill formation, had always been worried about being noticed by the elders and other powerful men in the sect. So Lin Langyan, with the purpose of spending money to eliminate disasters, reluctantly smiled and nodded. Senior brother, I bought your elixir, but don't sell it to me next time, okay? Hearing Lin Langyan's words, Chen Yuan was a little surprised and didn't understand, but he still responded. Okay, I won't sell it to you next time, but this time, you have to buy it, otherwise I won't have money to buy the elixir. Chen Yuan was very calm. Since Lin Langyan had taken the initiative to say so, he would not force the other party to do anything. When Lin Langyan heard this, he secretly breathed a sigh of relief. Senior brother, please give me the elixir. The most basic Yaoyuan Dan is priced at 1 spiritual stone per piece. I'll give you 3 spiritual stones for 1, okay? Chen Yuan didn't hide anything, and directly handed over the jade bottle containing 12 Zon-level top-grade Xuanling pills, and said with a smile. Junior brother, this time I am not Yaoyuan Dan, but my newly refined Zonling Dan. There are 12 of them. You can just give them the spirit stones. You can also exchange them with me for the elixir. Because of Lin Langyan's words about collecting Yuan Dan at 3 times the price, Chen Yuan's impression of Lin Langyan inadvertently increased. Lin Langyan took the jade bottle and looked at Chen Yuan with confusion. Elder brother, what are you talking about? This is the top-grade Zonling Dan of the Zon level. Can you refine the top-grade Zon level elixir? It's impossible, right? Zon level elixir, that is the elixir that Lin Langyan who is in the elixir formation stage needs, not to mention the top-grade Zon level elixir, Zonling elixir. That is definitely something that Lin Langyan himself would not be willing to buy and use on ordinary days. Pill. Even if he obtains it, he will regard it as a life-saving treasure at the bottom of the box and will not use it easily. And now, senior brother Chen Yuan, who is at the 3rd level of Qi training, wants to sell him a bottle. This is a bit incredible for Lin Langyan. Lin Langyan's eyes flashed with a look of shock. He glanced at Chen Yuan again. Originally, he wanted to confirm Chen Yuan's cultivation level, but he found that he couldn't seem to see Chen Yuan's cultivation level clearly. For a moment, Lin Langyan suppressed the surprise in his heart, quickly opened the jade bottle in his hand, and looked into it. I only saw 12 of the top-grade Xuanling pills of perfect quality and rich elixir fragrance, quietly displayed among them. This. It's really the mysterious spirit pill. It's the best. This is simply something you can't find but can't find. Elder brother, are you sure you want to sell this elixir to me? Chen Yuan not only wants to sell it, he also wants to give it away, because he essentially plans to try to exchange it for spiritual stones or elixirs to see if the system will reward him. If he gave it, then he would exchange it all for the elixir. If he didn't give it, then Chen Yuan would give away all the remaining 60 mysterious elixirs. Chen Yuan smiled calmly. What? Is there a problem, junior brother? 12 pills are not enough for you to buy. Or is this pill too low level for you to use? Lin Langyan was filled with horror, and he shook his head repeatedly. No. Senior brother, this top-grade Xuanling pill is definitely enough. It's just that I may not have enough spirit stones to buy these. Just now you said that you can exchange them for elixirs. Can I add spirit stones to the elixirs? Chen Yuan heard this, nodded with a smile and said. Junior brother, it's okay. In an instant, Lin Langyan took out almost all the spiritual stones and elixirs on his body. Elder brother, this is 5.46 million low-grade spirit stones, and then here are the blood scale soul grass, dew spirit fruit, morning Ganoderma. Spiritual stones full of energy were piled up in front of Chen Yuan, as well as a lot of various elixirs. Chen Yuan looked at this scene with some confusion. Junior brother, are you giving too much? Lin Langyan chuckled, his face full of excitement. Senior brother, no more, no more, I have taken advantage of you. These 12 top-grade Xuanling pills have a market price of at least 8 million low-grade spiritual stones. If I calculate it, it's only over 7 million. If you think it's not possible, I won't be able to come up with more spiritual stones. When Chen Yuan heard this, he nodded slightly and didn't care. He raised his hand and put the things away. Then, before his eyes, a prompt appeared. Successfully gifted 12 top-grade Xuanling pills, and received a reward, 1,200 years of spiritual power cultivation. Chen Yuan was slightly startled. He had no idea that if he sold something, it would be considered as a gift. Isn't this double happiness? At the same time, Lin Langyan was also holding the 12 Xuanling pills and was extremely excited. Now, after I take these top-grade Xuanling pills, I want to see how you, Miss Peach Blossom, still dislike my low cultivation level. When he was about to go back to practice in seclusion, Chen Yuan's voice stopped him. Junior brother Langyan, stay. I still have a lot of Xuanling pills. Where do you think I can sell them better? Lin Langyan looked at Chen Yuan doubtfully. Elder brother, do you still have the Xuanling pill? Chen Yuan nodded and said. Yes, I still have 60 pieces, but didn't you tell me? I will only sell you once, and I will never sell you again. We can't force others to do anything. Hearing this, Lin Langyan felt like he was slapped in the face. He regretted why he said those words. Elder brother, don't. I was wrong. I shouldn't have said that. Sir, you have a lot, don't argue with me, a young disciple. When Chen Yuan saw this, his mood was not disturbed and he said bluntly. Then you bought all the remaining elixirs. Chen Yuan is also trying to save trouble. Now he mainly refines elixirs to produce more. Only by giving them away can he double the rewards. The rewards from selling elixirs are the second best. Lin Langyan looked bitter. Elder brother, how can I afford it? You see, I just sold all my belongings to you. How about I exchange the Jade Girl's Heart Sutra with you for the elixir? Chen Yuan. Get out. Do you think I'm that kind of person? Lin Langyan smiled coquettishly and didn't say much. He really didn't have much money on him now. He still had 1 or 2 spiritual weapons, but those were used to increase combat effectiveness and save lives. Obviously they couldn't be sold casually. Besides, Chen Yuan didn't ask for spiritual weapons. What Chen Yuan wanted was spiritual stones and spiritual medicine. Chen Yuan's voice came again. Let's do this. You help me take these elixirs and dispose of them. I will only charge 70% of the cost price. You can take care of the rest by yourself. Hearing Chen Yuan's words, Lin Langyan's eyes widened for a moment, and he looked at Chen Yuan in disbelief. Sir, senior brother, aren't you kidding me? He could get 30% of the 60 Xuanling pills just by running an errand. This kind of pie-in-the-sky good thing was something he would never dare to dream of. Chen Yuan nodded and casually threw the elixir in his hand to Lin Langyan. Lin Langyan carefully caught the jade bottle, which contained 60 top-grade Xuanling elixirs. He said in a trembling tone. Thank you, senior brother, for your attention. Langyan will definitely live up to senior brother's high expectations. While speaking, Chen Yuan had already turned around and walked towards the main peak. Lin Langyan looked at Chen Yuan's back and felt as tall as his father. I never thought that I, Lin Langyan, would have such a great opportunity. God, do you want me to turn back as a prodigal son? For Chen Yuan, the most important thing is to save trouble. This time he had the elixir and the spirit stone, and he had almost collected enough materials for the next alchemy, so he just wanted to send the things out quickly, and Lin Langyan in front of him became the best target. After sending out 60 Xuanling pills, the corresponding golden prompt quietly appeared. The gift of 60 Xuanling pills was successful, and the reward was 6,000 years of spiritual power cultivation, chaos foundation building method. On the main peak, Chen Yuan sat cross-legged, calm and collected. This time, I have obtained a total of 7,200 years of spiritual power cultivation, as well as the chaos foundation establishment method. This saves me the steps of refining the foundation establishment pill. But why should this cultivation be said to be a cultivation of spiritual power? Is it possible that there is also a cultivation of spiritual consciousness? It's no wonder that my cultivation level is rising slowly, but the intensity of my spiritual consciousness has not kept up. I can try to refine some soul elixirs later. It just so happens that there are many elixirs given by Lin Langyan. The soul grass. While talking, Chen Yuan directly chose to receive the Chaos Foundation building method. It is still a huge flow of information, wrapping up Chen Yuan. The main point of the Chaos Foundation building method is to turn yourself into chaos, so that your foundation can be settled in the endless chaos, seemingly there or not, Chaos Foundation building. The power of this foundation building method is that there is no upper limit. You can build as strong a foundation as you have. After Chen Yuan mastered the Chaos Foundation building method, his thoughts moved, and 7,200 years of spiritual power cultivation poured in instantly. His cultivation level began to skyrocket. Directly breaking through the boundary of the 9th level of Qi training, with the spiritual energy oscillating, Chen Yuan, in the process of entering the first level of foundation building, poured all the spiritual power in his body that improved his cultivation into the chaos building. Among the bases, he had no other thoughts, but now that he had a chaos foundation building method, why not make the foundation stronger? A looming foundation of chaos, along with the 7,200 years of spiritual power cultivation, quietly appeared, starting from scratch, becoming increasingly solid and vast. At the same time, the brilliance it emits also evolves from chaotic shimmer to chaotic golden light. Chen Yuan's aura also surged inadvertently. When everything stopped, Chen Yuan only felt that he could beat 10 Lin Langyan with one hand. This is the power brought by Chaos Foundation building. Chen Yuan quietly opened his eyes. It feels like it's not enough, it's missing a bit. The foundation is all made of spiritual power. It seems like it's just missing the spiritual consciousness. Next, let's refine the top-grade Zon level soul pill. Spiritual consciousness is the strength of a person's soul. The stronger the spiritual consciousness, the stronger the soul. After Chen Yuan simply adapted to his improved strength, he summoned the purple fire pill furnace again and ignited the Ziji heavenly fire out of thin air. Purple heavenly fire. After Chen Yuan's strength increased, the purple he burned became even richer and deeper. It's like he really has the ability to burn the sky. In the alchemy furnace, the temperature rose rapidly. Chen Yuan put one elixir after another into it according to what he learned from the Chaos Alchemy Classic. The elixir burned in the fire and turned into lumps of pure medicinal liquid. During the purification process of the medicinal liquid, Chen Yuan also discovered a problem. It seems that the consciousness is really not strong enough, otherwise this step should only take 3 seconds to complete, but now it takes 12.5 seconds. Before, it was because the alchemy technique was too strong that I ignored this point. Ziji heavenly fire continued to roar, and the refining of the soul pill was more difficult, so it took half a day. A furnace of elixirs, accompanied by the fragrance of elixirs emitted by core condensation, was successfully produced. This fragrance, just smelling it, makes people feel peaceful. It is another top-quality mysterious elixir. The aroma of redwood is overflowing, it is smooth and round, the medicinal power is restrained, and it is barely the best. It's just that because of the limitations of spiritual consciousness, this time, only 70 pills were produced, 2 less than last time. But it wasn't a big problem. Chen Yuan took 70 top-quality soul pills and went down the mountain. This time, while selling the spirit pills, he was preparing to purchase spiritual medicines in large quantities, and by the way, he also spent the more than 5 million spirit stones he got from Lin Langyan. Where can I sell them here? There seems to be an elixir pavilion in the sect. Lin Langyan didn't come, so he probably hasn't sold the 60 Xuanling elixirs yet. After thinking about it, Chen Yuan repeated his old trick in order to save time. Hey! Who is that? Stop! The peach blossom fairy, Dao Yan, wears a fairy skirt embellished with pink peach blossoms. Her skin is as beautiful as snow, her eyes are like stars, she is gentle and bright, her hands and feet exude an elegant floral fragrance, and her steps are as light as dancing flowers in the wind. Taoyan stopped, turned around slightly doubtfully, and looked at Chen Yuan. Are you senior brother? Obviously, Taoyan also recognized Chen Yuan's identity through Chen Yuan's clothes. Chen Yuan nodded slightly. Exactly, do you have some free time, junior sister? How about you do me a favor? Dao Yan, who has reached the 7th level of alchemy cultivation, originally wanted to refuse, but when she thought of the tragic experience of her senior brother 3 months later, she felt pity. Elder brother, what do you need Dao Yan to help you with? If it's convenient, Dao Yan will help. When Chen Yuan saw this, he felt that the Shanyu sect was full of good people. Every disciple he met would speak so kindly. Junior sister, it's not a big deal. It's just that my elixir is unsaleable. How about you buy some? Taoyuan's thoughts moved and she looked at Chen Yuan. She was also quite surprised by Chen Yuan's identity as an alchemist. Elder brother, can you still make elixirs? After a brief discussion, can I buy some, junior sister? Chen Yuan smiled like a spring breeze. Well, let's buy some. Following Dao Yan's response, Chen Yuan did not delay this time and directly threw all the 60 soul pills in his hand to Dao Yan. Anyway, with the feedback system, he would not suffer any loss. Taoyuan took the jade bottle and looked into it subconsciously. After all, she didn't know what elixir Chen Yuan gave her, so she had to look at it before she could give the price. But this look caused her star-like eyes to lose their brightness in an instant. Dao Yan was extremely shocked and whispered. This is actually the best spiritual pill that can strengthen spiritual consciousness. And there are 60 of them. Elder brother, are you sure this thing is unsaleable? Last time I went to the Elixir Pavilion to buy a high-grade soul pill, and I bought it after half a month. How could this top-grade soul pill of yours be unsaleable? Spirit pills are not rare, defective products, low grade, and middle grade are very common. But if you want high grade, top quality, then it's less. Alchemists who can refine this kind of elixir are generally very high-level beings. They either don't refine it, but they will refine higher-grade elixirs if they want to. They don't bother to refine this kind of mysterious elixir. The best spiritual elixir. Therefore, this thing has always been very rare. The market price is also high. Seeing Dao Yan's shocked look, Chen Yuan felt a lot more at peace in his heart. It was obvious that this soul pill could be dealt with quickly. Junior sister Taoyuan, how about you buy these things? I only want elixirs. All grades of elixirs of equal value can be exchanged for this elixir. Chen Yuan mastered the Chaos Alchemy Sutra, so he had almost no requirements for the type of elixir. He could refine elixirs from any elixir. When Dao Yan heard Chen Yuan's words, her breathing quickened a lot. She looked at Chen Yuan slightly excitedly. Brother, if I buy it, I probably won't have enough money, but if you really want to sell it, I can raise the money. Can you give me some time? Dao Yan would make a profit by buying this kind of elixir at the original price, because many people would buy it at a high price. Chen Yuan didn't take it seriously, nodded and said. Let's do this, you give me all the elixirs you have on you first, and then for the rest, you calculate the price and exchange them for me elixirs in the shortest possible time. Then, you can take 30% of the money as hard work fee. Hearing this, Taoyuan's eyes widened, her mind went blank, and she was in a trance. It was her turn to do such a great thing. Elder brother, is what you said true? Dao Yan had a lot of elixirs on her body. In the blink of an eye, she provided Chen Yuan with thousands of elixirs of various grades. Among them, those with the highest middle grade levels have actually exceeded the Zon grade and reached the Earth grade. Senior brother, there are a total of 1,031 elixirs here, which are worth the equivalent of 3 top-grade soul pills. Please remember them. Chen Yuan nodded slightly. He didn't care about this and said with a smile. It's okay, it doesn't matter if you have more or less, as long as it's about the same, but junior sister, you have to remember that it's best to replace this elixir with a spiritual elixir as soon as possible. I'm very short of elixirs now. Hearing this, Dao Yan repeatedly raised her hands. Elder brother, please rest assured, Dao Yan will definitely complete the mission. It's a very simple thing to get benefits, and everyone will be happy about it. Chen Yuan left again, and the majestic back gradually faded away in Taoyuan's eyes. The senior brother that the sect leader has recruited this time seems to have a really different feeling. I don't know if he can survive the competition in 3 months. I hope senior brother can survive. Chen Yuan actually planned to go to Hualingshi to buy the elixir, but Dao Yan had quite a lot of elixir, enough for him to refine it for 2 furnaces. So he chose to go back. After giving away 70 Zon level top quality soul pills, a golden reminder quietly appeared. Successfully gifted 70 soul pills, and received rewards, 7,000 years of spiritual awareness cultivation, divine ability throwing beans into soldiers. Chen Yuan was slightly surprised when he saw this scene. Divine ability. Spreading beans and making soldiers. There is such a reward. Spreading beans and turning them into soldiers is one of Heavenly Dipper's 36 divine abilities. As the name suggests, the beans you scatter can turn into soldiers. But where can I find fairy beans? On the other side, Lin Langyan took dozens of top-grade Xuanling pills from Chen Yuan and made a lot of money directly. However, he did not forget Chen Yuan's request, which was to exchange them for various spirit pills, medicine. However, in order to make more money, he did not go to the pill pavilion of the mountain sect. Instead, he went to Sihai City, a large city for cultivating immortals outside the mountain sect. In the Wanbaojai in Sihai City, Lin Langyan put away a large amount of elixirs and walked out triumphantly with the steps of disowning his relatives. Because Chen Yuan gave him 30%, he earned at least 10 million spiritual stones from this sum. This is definitely a huge sum of money for him. Now, even if he is asked to call Chen Yuan daddy, he can call him 3 times in a row without hesitation. With this great kindness, what's wrong with becoming a foster father? After Lin Langyan left, the steward from Wanbaojai came out. He ordered towards the 2 black figures behind him. Keep an eye on this disciple of the mountain sect to see if he has found any secret realm of the immortal mansion recently. Otherwise, if he is only at the 2nd level of pill formation, why would he be so generous? Yes. Hall Master. The black shadow was invisible, just following Lin Langyan. In the mountain sect, on the main peak where Chen Yuan is. As soon as Chen Yuan returned to the main hall, he directly chose to receive the 7,000 years of spiritual cultivation. The last half of the foundation of chaos is accompanied by the infusion of 7,000 years of spiritual awareness. Completely emitting endless chaotic golden light. All kinds of chaotic phenomena are emerging one after another, making the entire hall shine with brilliance. When the chaotic golden light appeared, Chen Yuan's cultivation level also officially entered the 1st level of foundation building. There seemed to be endless power in his body that was vibrating, roaring, and rolling. Now he can beat 100 Lin Langyan with one hand. It's so cool. Next, there's the Heavenly Dipper divine ability that spreads the beans. The thought comes up and you get the reward. The divine ability from spreading beans into soldiers seemed to turn into a misty golden light, surrounding Chen Yuan. On top of the golden light, messages flashed quickly. Getting started, basic accomplishment, great accomplishment, perfection. In an instant, Chen Yuan mastered the divine ability of Heavenly Dipper perfectly. Throwing beans into soldiers, cultivating to the extreme, one thought is worth 1,000,000 golden immortals, it's such a terrifying divine ability. But, the same question remains, where can I find fairy beans? However, the essence of fairy beans is that they contain fairy power that can be used to create soldiers by scattering beans. The higher the level of the fairy beans, the higher the intensity that can be exerted by scattering beans into soldiers. But for me now, my mastery of this divine ability has reached its peak. So, I only need to make a few changes to use elixirs instead of fairy beans, and use elixirs to form an army. This divine ability is of great use to Chen Yuan at this stage, because Chen Yuan is weak, but he can refine high-level elixirs. Spreading earth-level and heaven-level elixirs with one hand, wouldn't that be a super strong person comparable to nascent soul formation? This divine ability is so cool. But there's no rush for now. We'll focus on refining elixirs first. Now that the foundation building is completed, it's time to try more advanced earth-grade elixirs. According to my understanding, low grade is definitely fine, but middle grade, you have to give it a try to find out. To be on the safe side, let's buy 2 furnaces of low-grade earth spirit pills. By then, Lin Langyan will have sold out the Xuanling pills, and by the way, I can ask him to continue selling earth spirit pills for me. Quote. Then he will probably help me purchase a lot of elixirs. This will kill 2 birds with one stone. Just practice as you say, Chen Yuan is still the purple fire alchemy furnace, purple extreme heavenly fire, and the thousands of elixirs he just got from Dao Yan. The boiling purple fire is blazing. One elixir after another was put in. As the moon sets and the sun rises, Chen Yuan steadily refines 2 furnaces of earth elixirs. There are 39 pills in one furnace, 52 pills in one furnace, a total of 91 pills. It seems that the quantity of the elixir alone is not enough, and the quality is a bit inferior. I have ignored the earth-level elixir before. The power consumed during core condensation will be greater, so the quantity of core condensation will be reduced accordingly. Quote. I will need to change to some high-level elixirs later. While thinking, Chen Yuan stood up and moved briefly to relax, then took 91 earth spirit pills and walked down the mountain. Lin Langyan, who had just finished running errands and doing things for Chen Yuan, was radiant and looked very proud. After all, he had just earned more than 10 million through Chen Yuan. From a distance, he saw Chen Yuan coming down the mountain, and he greeted him proactively. Dad. No. Big brother. Good morning. In a daze, Chen Yuan seemed to hear someone calling him daddy, but he was not sure who it was. Walking closer, Lin Langyan licked his face and said with a smile. Elder brother, this space ring is filled with elixirs. You said you wanted elixirs, so I replaced them all with elixirs for you. There are 400 earth-level elixirs and 2000 Zon-level elixirs here. Wangji elixir, 5000 plants. When Chen Yuan heard this, his eyes lit up and he took the ring without hesitation. It contained everything he needed. Very nice. But in the future, we can use less elixirs from the Zon and Huang levels, and more elixirs from the earth and heaven levels. Hearing Tianjia, Lin Langyan's face was slightly shocked, because one Tianjia plant was enough to exchange for all the elixirs in his hand, and even what he had in his hand was not enough. At the same time, while Lin Langyan was shocked, he also realized one thing, that is, after what Chen Yuan said, it meant that Chen Yuan would ask him to help sell pills. Senior brother, have you refined the ultimate Xuanling pill again? But there is another problem, that is, the price of the Xuanling pill is not enough. Even if you give it to me, I won't be able to exchange it for the heavenly elixir. Chen Yuan shook his head and threw a jade bottle in his hand to Lin Langyan. This time it's not the Xuanling pill, it's the low-grade earth spirit pill. You can handle it as you please. I'd rather you take 30% of it, and I'll exchange the rest for the elixir. It's best to go faster. After hearing Chen Yuan's words, Lin Langyan looked blankly at the jade bottle in his hand. A total of 91 low-grade earth spirit pills were shining brightly in it. Although it was low-grade, it was far from the top Zon spirit pill. Comparable. One place, one mystery, across a level, there is an essential difference. The price alone is at least 3 times different. Lin Langyan looked at Chen Yuan in disbelief and said with a trembling tone. Big brother. No. Dad. You are really my biological father. Stop it, I am clean and honest, and I have never met your mother. Chen Yuan was also startled by Lin Langyan's sudden excitement. Lin Langyan chuckled, tightly holding the jade bottle in his hand, he bowed repeatedly and said. Father. Foster. When Chen Yuan saw this, he didn't say much. He didn't care about it. He has now harvested nearly 10,000 elixirs and is just in time to go back to make elixirs. When 91 earth spirit pills were successfully given away, the system prompt appeared accordingly. Gift 91 low-grade earth elixirs, and receive a reward, 14,000 years of spiritual power. After Lin Langyan watched Chen Yuan leave, he suppressed the excitement in his heart and looked at the jade bottle in his hand. Unexpectedly, in our mountain sect, there would be an alchemy master who can refine earth-level elixirs. And this man is also my senior brother of the mountain sect. Is it possible that our mountain sect will not be at the bottom among the 48,000 lower sects this time? There are countless lower-level sects all over the Kunlun Fairy Mountain. A sect with tens of thousands of people like the mountain sect can only be ranked at the bottom. Lin Langyan hummed, excited, and carefully hid the bottle of elixir with relaxed steps. This time, I have sold so many earth-level elixirs. I definitely can't show my face at will. I will disguise myself first and then sell them in batches. After doing this, I have to let Fairy Peach Blossom know that my cultivation is no worse than hers. By then, I'll see what other reasons she can find to reject me. In Wanbaojai, there was a dark shadow floating around. He was one of the strong shadow men who had been following Lin Langyan for a long time. Report to the Hall Master, this mountain sect disciple is named Lin Langyan. He hid his identity and sold the low-grade Earth Spirit pill in Sifang City. It was of excellent quality and was much better than the Zon Spirit pill last time. Quote. According to the observations of my subordinates, Lin Langyan took out so many Earth Spirit pills not long after he returned to Shanyu sect, so there is a high probability that he encountered the secret realm today. Hearing this, the Hall Master of Wanbaojai's calculating eyes shrank a little, and he confirmed. Are you sure it's a low-grade elixir? My subordinate confirmed that this is one that I purchased at a high price. While he was talking, an Earth Spirit pill appeared, with a strong fragrance and perfect charm. For a moment, even the Hall Master of Wanbaojai was stunned. He said with some disbelief. What kind of low-grade elixir is this? It's more than enough to compete with the high-grade pills on the market. Go ahead and find an opportunity to rob this mountain sect disciple of all his money. If he runs out of money, he will have to go to the secret realm to move things. When the time comes, find the right opportunity to kill him and seize the secret realm. There is another reason for this arrangement, which is to confirm whether Lin Langyan has really discovered the secret realm. If not, forget it, and he will not offend the mountain sect. If it is true, then Wanbaojai will not care about the so-called Shanyu sect. The power behind Wanbaojai is no weaker than that of Shanyu sect. Within the mountain sect. In the pill pavilion, the figure of the peach blossom fairy Dao Yan fell here. Elder Lu and disciple Dao Yan are here to sell some pills. Elder Lu looks old and has lived for hundreds of years. He is lying leisurely on the recliner. He is in charge of the elixirs above the Zon level in the elixir pavilion, so generally speaking, he is very idle. Because there are only a few people in the mountain sect who can refine Zon level elixirs, and they can be counted on one hand. And it is impossible for them to refine elixirs every day, so there is almost no matter that Elder Lu needs to deal with. Elder Lu heard Dao Yan's voice and opened his eyes slightly. Oh, what kind of elixir are you selling? This elder only cares about the elixirs above the Zon level. For the elixirs below the level, go to the counter next to the deacon disciple to deal with them. Dao Yan slightly cupped her hands and spoke calmly. Elder Lu has always been like this and has this attitude towards everyone. After all, he has a high status in the mountain sect, otherwise he would not be allowed to manage high-grade elixirs. Elder Wei Lu, this disciple is selling 65 Zon level top-grade soul pills. When Elder Lu heard this, his wrinkled face couldn't help but tremble, and his slightly opened eyes suddenly opened, flashing with a little light. 65 Zon level top-grade soul pills. Say it again. Are you fooling me? Elder Lu was full of surprises. He never thought that there would be disciples selling such top-quality elixirs to the sect. And there were more than one. A total of 65. Taoyan saw this and responded quickly. Elder Wei Lu, it is indeed 65 Zon level top-grade soul pills. Please check it, Elder. As for why it is 65, it is all because Taoyan kept 5 for herself. She can use these 5 to successfully break through to the nascent soul stage. To condense the nascent soul, what is needed most is the elixir of spiritual consciousness. The stronger the spiritual consciousness, the faster the condensed nascent soul will be. At this moment, Elder Lu's old figure flashed and snatched the jade bottle from Dao Yan's hand. He looked into the jade bottle excitedly. I only saw 65 Zon level top-grade soul pills placed neatly among them. The fragrance of Dan is overflowing and refreshing. He looked at this scene in disbelief, and then poured out one of them with shaking hands, placed it in front of his cloudy eyes, looked at it carefully, and after a while, he said in shock. The color is perfect, absolutely the best of the best. And there are a total of 65 pieces, which is simply exciting. It's even rarer than Earth-level elixirs. With so many elixirs, are you sure you want to sell them? Taoyan didn't hesitate at all. She was taking advantage of it to help Chen Yuan. On the main peak of Senior Brother, while Chen Yuan was taking a rest, nearly 10,000 elixirs were placed next to the purple fire pill furnace in categories. It will be convenient to use when making alchemy next. At the same time, Chen Yuan also looked at the full 14,000 years of spiritual cultivation reported by the system. This is really straightforward. This is a low-grade Earth-level elixir. If it is a high-grade, top-grade, or even heaven-level elixir, what kind of reward will I be given? Chen Yuanping was calm and sat cross-legged. Now that his cultivation level after the Chaos Foundation was established, it was as calm as the sea. Even if he absorbed the rich spiritual power around him, there would be no ripples and he would not be able to improve at all. This means that the more powerful you are, the more difficult it will be to improve. With a slight thought, Chen Yuan directly received the 14,000 years of spiritual power he had just obtained. A golden light suddenly appeared, and Chen Yuan's cultivation began to expand rapidly. Build 1 level of foundation, build 2 levels of foundation, build 3 levels of foundation. Build 7 levels of foundation, build 8 levels of foundation, build 9 levels of foundation. In the blink of an eye, it was steadily promoted to the 9th level of foundation building. Originally, the cultivation level after Chaos Foundation establishment was very slow to improve. However, with the blessing of this huge amount of spiritual power, it also helped Chen Yuan to reach the 9th level of foundation building perfection. One step away from forming a pill. Now, he can hit 10,000 Lin Langyan with only one hand. It's so cool. The air wave shook. Chen Yuan quietly opened his eyes, raised his hand, and Ziji Heavenly Fire appeared. Ziji Heavenly Fire boils, as if filling the entire hall. With the support of Chen Yuan's powerful spiritual power, the power of Ziji Heavenly Fire has reached 1% of what it was in its heyday. It's so easy to burn a great monk in the nascent soul stage. The Ziji Heavenly Fire roared and turned into a flame vortex, gathering into the purple fire alchemy furnace. Chen Yuan was about to start a new round of alchemy. Now that my cultivation level has improved a lot, I can try to refine the higher grade middle grade Earth Soul Pill. Counting the time, junior sister Taoyuan should help me sell the elixir soon. Let's make 2 furnaces first. The elixirs one after another were controlled by Chen Yuan and condensed into balls after balls of medicinal liquid. Liquid medicine fusion, quenching, and finally core condensation. This time the elixir was made very quickly. In just half a day, 2 batches of elixirs were freshly baked. The complexion is bright, the elixir is round, and I wake up after hearing it, it's done. This time my cultivation level has improved, and I have obtained a lot of elixirs from Lin Langyan, so there are plenty of elixirs and a lot of elixirs. There are 66 pills in one furnace, 72 pills in one furnace, a total of 138 pills. Chen Yuan looked at the nearly consumed earth-level elixirs on the side and thought. I can barely make up half a furnace. Then Chen Yuan's spiritual consciousness simply swept down the mountain, only to see Dao Yan wearing a peach blossom fairy dress waiting here, so he got up and went down the mountain. At the foot of the mountain, Taoyuan was looking forward to waiting here, but she suddenly shivered. I couldn't help but feel a little bit of fear in my heart. Who? The trace of spiritual consciousness that Chen Yuan scanned just now gave her a great sense of oppression. But she didn't notice who was there. After calming down, Dao Yan thought. Is it possible that a strong man from the sect just passed by unintentionally? Otherwise, why would it make me fearful? Taoyuan quickly suppressed the worry in her heart, and then adjusted her condition to the best, because in her sight, Chen Yuan's figure was slowly descending from the mountain. She looked at Chen Yuan's calm figure and became excited unconsciously. Because of the pills given by Chen Yuan, in addition to the massive amount of elixirs in exchange, she herself also benefited a lot. From a distance, Dao Yan greeted. Taoyuan has met senior brother. Chen Yuan nodded slightly and walked closer. Junior sister Taoyuan, I've been waiting for a long time. Dao Yan has a smile on her face, just like a peach blossom in full bloom, splendid and moving. Elder brother, I have just arrived. Inside this space ring is the elixir you asked me to exchange for you. Among them, there are 600 Earth-level elixirs, 2,800 Zon-level elixirs, and 4,000 Yellow-level elixirs. Because I thought that there were so many expensive elixirs and I was not strong enough. If I went to trade outside the sect, I might be targeted, so I asked Elder Lu of the Elixir Pavilion to trade them. Otherwise, there could probably be hundreds more of these elixirs. After taking the ring, Chen Yuan said with satisfaction. Well done, it doesn't matter if we lose a few hundred plants, as long as we can get the elixir as quickly as possible. The next step is to exchange for more high-grade elixirs. I will refine higher grade elixirs later. Hearing Chen Yuan's words, Dao Yan said with some joy. Senior brother, is it possible that you have refined a top-grade Zon-level soul elixir this time? Chen Yuan handed over a jade bottle and said softly. More or less, they are all elixirs that enhance spiritual consciousness. It's still the same as before. You get 30% of the hard work fee. Then, get me the elixir as quickly as possible. While talking, Taoyan took the jade bottle containing 138 middle-grade earth soul pills. She lowered her head to look at it out of habit. This sight made her confused. This, senior brother. What kind of elixir is this? It's actually several times stronger than the soul pill. Although Dao Yan didn't know the earth soul pill, she could intuitively feel the aura in it that enhanced her spiritual consciousness. In fact, just by smelling the medicinal fragrance that naturally came out of the bottle, she felt that the intensity of her spiritual consciousness had increased a little. Chen Yuan also didn't expect that Dao Yan, after all, had the 7th level of alchemy cultivation, but she didn't recognize this thing. Junior sister, this is the middle grade earth soul pill, which is equivalent to an upgraded version of the spirit soul pill. As for the price, just watch and sell it. Hearing Chen Yuan's explanation, Dao Yan took a deep breath, her brows trembled slightly, and her heart was shocked. She never thought that she would also have the opportunity to come into contact with the earth-level elixir. And it's a middle-grade soul elixir. For a moment, Taoyan was a little forgetful. She looked at Chen Yuan with doubts in her heart. Senior brother, why do you want me to sell such a precious thing for you? You gave me so much remuneration, aren't you afraid that I will take the elixir and run away? When Chen Yuan heard this, he was slightly startled. He had never considered this, because it was never these pills that he was interested in. It's the system feedback I got after sending these pills out. That thing is much more powerful than these things. Chen Yuan said calmly. Junior sister, just calling me senior brother is enough. Go and sell the elixirs quickly. When you sell them out, bring me some more elixirs. That's what you should do now. As she spoke, Taoyan froze on the spot. She just felt that her own situation did not qualify her to be compared with Chen Yuan. After sending out 138 middle-grade earth soul pills, the corresponding prompt also appeared. Successfully presented 138 middle-grade earth soul pills, and received the reward, 21,000 years of spiritual consciousness cultivation, chaos pill formation method. Chen Yuan raised his eyebrows slightly. This time I gained a lot. Shanyu sect, in the main hall of the sect leader. Shanyu Sanran sat here, surrounded by dense spiritual energy. He is as calm as a mountain, and his aura is as calm as a vast abyss. Counting the time, it's been 3 days since Chen Yuan came to the sect. Although I deceived him at the beginning, if I hadn't taken action, he would have died at the mouth of the monster. Now I have led him to the path of immortality, and he has reached the 3rd level of Qi training. If he is lucky enough to survive the competition in 3 months, I will teach him his true skills. Having said that, Shanyu Sanran has a conscience after all. He called calmly. Where is Luiyue? In an instant, a sharp white silhouette fell gracefully outside the hall. She was seen wearing a bright moire robe, a sword hanging from her waist, her hair in a simple bun, and her face beautiful. His eyes are as bright as stars, and his actions reveal every trace of his sharp sword spirit. Disciple Luiyue has met the sect master. Shanyu Sanran nodded slightly. Go find Chen Yuan and teach him swordsmanship for half a month. How much he can learn depends on his own luck. Luiyue bowed her hands in salute, full of sword energy. Yes, sect master. Luiyue, the 9th level of nascent soul, is 1 step short of soul formation. He is one of the few sword wielders in the mountain sect, not an épée, so generally speaking, it will definitely interest those who are new to cultivating immortals. After all, who doesn't want to become a peerless swordsman? On the main peak, Chen Yuan, who had just returned to the main hall, still followed the previous process. Put down the many elixirs harvested from Dao Yan this time into categories for easy access when refining the pills next. Then the practice started. He received the 21,000 years of spiritual consciousness cultivation without any hesitation. The terrifying cultivation of spiritual consciousness directly caused the strength of his spiritual consciousness to skyrocket. It even directly surpassed his current spiritual strength. He only felt that his spiritual consciousness had the ability to independently catalyze the nascent soul. But he hasn't formed a pill yet. Along with the surging spiritual consciousness, a sea of spiritual consciousness condensed in Chen Yuan's mind. According to Chen Yuan, the strength was enough to suppress a ninth-level nascent soul. After all, this is the result of more than 20,000 years of spiritual cultivation. The next step is to form pills. Chaos pill formation technique, get it? The light in the hall seemed to disappear at that moment. Chen Yuan's consciousness seemed to have entered a state where chaos was spreading and boundless. At this moment, he was wrapped in a huge chaos gold core, and countless information about the chaos pill formation method was quickly absorbed and mastered by him. The chaos pill formation method uses chaos to create the supreme gold core. Pill formation is the opportunity for the chaos world to evolve. Just combine the previous chaos foundation and all the power in the body to create chaos gold core. After Chen Yuan has mastered it completely, he can just do it. In an instant, a majestic and chaotic aura spread out from his dantian. The breath of terror is raging crazily at this moment. Chen Yuan's cultivation and strength also improved tens of times the moment the chaos gold core appeared. At this moment, a beautiful figure of a swordsman dressed in white, with a flying sword at his feet, arrived gracefully. Just when she was about to land on the main peak where Chen Yuan was, a majestic chaotic vision enveloped her. Endless fear. Pressure. Come together. At this moment, she seemed to see a fierce god of chaos being gestated in the endless chaos. Accompanied by a dull heartbeat sound, it keeps getting stronger. The aura enveloped her, and the pressure suddenly increased. Luiyue, who was at the 9th level of nascent soul, was unstable and fell directly from the flying sword. She had never experienced such a terrifying scene. Luiyue had actually made plans before coming. During the half-month she was teaching Chen Yuan swordsmanship, she treated it as a holiday from her intense training schedule. After all, she knew from the mouth of the sect leader Shan Yu Sanren that Chen Yuan's cultivation level was only at the 3rd level of qi training. After adapting to it these days, even if it improves, it is impossible to break through to the 4th level of qi training. Luiyue herself is at the 9th level of nascent soul cultivation. The gap is so huge that it is like a world of difference. Therefore, it couldn't be easier to let Luiyue teach Chen Yuan swordsmanship with the 9th level of nascent soul. Calling it a holiday is also reasonable. But now, as soon as Luiyue reached the main peak where Chen Yuan was, she was suppressed by an overwhelming pressure and fell to the ground. She crawled on the ground, looking slightly embarrassed. What on earth is this? Could it be that there is a monster from monster race lurking in our mountain sect? When this idea appeared, Luiyue's eyes became a little nervous. Because the monster race in this world is extremely powerful, it has even formed a monster race heaven to dominate the endless territory. That's not right. How can the great evil of monster race lurk in Kunlun? This is the territory of human race. Besides, isn't this Chen Yuan's residence? While Luiyue was having a psychological struggle with herself, a round ball projectile that looked like chaos, emitting a faint golden color, steadily floated up and down in Chen Yuan's dantian. After Chen Yuan condensed the chaos gold core and improved his strength, he started refining alchemy again. This time, my strength has increased to the 1st level of pill formation, and the strength of my spiritual power and spiritual consciousness have been improved dozens of times. So, according to the experience in the Chaos Alchemy Sutra, my current strength is far higher than that of the same level, so I should have no problem refining heavenly level low-grade elixirs. But the elixir required for the heaven level elixir is quite different. The elixir in my hand limits my performance. With these existing elixirs, we can make 2 furnaces of the top-grade earth-grade Diwan Dan. This stuff is much more powerful than the earth-level Dan. Just practice this. After making the decision, Chen Yuan directly activated the purple fire alchemy furnace, and then with a thought, the vast purple heavenly fire roared towards him. Ziji heavenly fire is boiling. The purple furnace pattern on the purple fire pill furnace, at this moment, absorbed the spiritual power from Chen Yuan that was dozens of times stronger, and seemed to bloom with endless brilliance. It directly increases the purple depth of Ziji heavenly fire by several levels. The combination of the two caused the entire hall to be filled with endless heat waves. Chen Yuan is very satisfied with this. Refining high-level elixirs often requires more and more flames. Today's Ziji Heavenly Fire can fully meet Chen Yuan's needs. One after another, Chen Yuan put in the elixir according to precise timing. Melting the chain medicine liquid, refining the prototype, condensing it into elixir, and quenching elixir is released. A strong aroma of red dandelion comes to my face. Spread throughout the entire hall. Chen Yuan raised his hand and made a move, and 72 top-grade earth yuan pills jumped out of the pill furnace and fell steadily into a jade bottle prepared by Chen Yuan in advance. 72 Cheng Dan, not bad. Go on, next batch. Outside the main hall, the sword fairy Luoyue in white stood up fearfully. She bowed and hid behind a big tree that she thought could give her some sense of security. From time to time, he looked towards the direction of the main hall where Chen Yuan was. The strange phenomenon caused by Chen Yuan's breakthrough just now gave her a shock that has not dissipated yet. The fragrance of elixir is so strong. This is at least an elixir above the earth level. Who is refining elixir here? No. There is no earth-level alchemist in the sect. Who should be taking the elixir? Isn't Chen Yuan the only one on the mountain? He is only at the 3rd level of qi training, why would he have such elixirs? Could it be the murderer just now? Luoyue was constantly surprised. She had originally planned to call the sect leader for help, but when she regained consciousness, the chaotic vision had long since disappeared. No way to view. So she planned to carefully check some more situations, depending on the situation. As a result, there is now a hint of Danxiang. The fragrance of the elixirs continues. Could it be that there is really an alchemist making elixirs here? Even the sect cannot train an earth-level alchemist. I have to go and see what's going on. Luoyue made up her mind and approached the main hall where Chen Yuan was with extreme caution. During this process, Chen Yuan once again used many of the remaining elixirs to refine a furnace of top-grade earth-level earth yuan dan. When the alchemy furnace is opened, the fragrance of elixirs overflows. Why are there still 72 in this furnace? It seems that my alchemy technique still needs to be improved. Chen Yuan conveniently put away the 72 top-grade earth-level earth yuan pills. Now, in the jade bottle in his hand, there are already a total of 144 top-grade earth-level earth yuan pills. Looking at the time, this guy Lin Langyan should also have bought the elixir, right? Use your spiritual sense to see if this kid is coming. As Chen Yuan thought about it, a majestic breath of nothingness spread out from his body, and a chaotic level of spiritual consciousness roared down from the mountain, like a strong wind, from the hall on the top of the mountain. In an instant, Luoyue saw the hall where Chen Yuan was located in the distance. He was so frightened by the sudden burst of pressure that his feet softened and he fell to the side. What level of power is this? Why is it so terrifying? Chen Yuan's eyes also fell on Luoyue at this moment, but then he saw a dejected Lin Langyan, sitting at the foot of the mountain with a face filled with sadness and self-blame. Who is this woman in white? Lin Langyan, something happened. These were Chen Yuan's first two thoughts. When Luoyue fell to the ground, full of doubts and surprises, Chen Yuan's figure appeared in front of Luoyue. Looking from the ground, Chen Yuan's figure seemed to be calm and tall, giving people a feeling of wanting to bow. The feeling of worship. Two things, Chen Yuan planned to deal with the woman in white in front of him first. Who are you? Why do you appear here? Luoyue met Chen Yuan on the day Chen Yuan was brought back, but Chen Yuan never saw Luoyue. Luoyue looked at Chen Yuan's familiar yet unfamiliar face and asked in a subtle tone. Senior brother Chen Yuan, are you okay? Just now I felt a terrifying aura erupting from the top of the mountain. Have you been affected? By the way, I am Luoyue, the core disciple of the sect. I am here to teach you swordsmanship on the order of the sect master. When Chen Yuan heard this, he was full of doubts. Master asked you to teach me swordsmanship. That's good. I really don't have any means of self-defense now. But junior sister Luoyue, I don't have much time now. How about you stay here on the mountain first, and then you can teach me when I am free. Hearing this, Luoyue looked at Chen Yuan hesitantly. Didn't you feel the powerful aura just now? Chen Yuan shook his head and said. I'm the only one on this mountain. It's very safe. Junior sister Luoyue, just stay safe. By the way, there are many empty halls on the mountain. The main hall is mine. You can choose the others as you like. I will go down the mountain to deal with things first. Junior brother Langyan may be in trouble. After asking clearly about Luiyu's identity and purpose of coming, Chen Yuan stopped wasting time. Now he is still rushing for the sect competition in March. If you don't work hard now, how will you be on stage in 3 months? Under Luiyu's gaze, Chen Yuan walked away with long strides. Luiyue was still full of doubts at this moment. Besides Chen Yuan, is there no one else on the mountain? So there is no great danger or terror that I feel. Could it be that I feel wrong? Luiyue is full of doubts. Is it possible that all the previous movements were caused by Chen Yuan? But it's impossible. Although he is the eldest brother in the sect, he is only at the 3rd level of Qi training. In front of me, I can blow him to death with just one breath. Luiyue originally wanted to explore Chen Yuan's strength and realm, but Chen Yuan had already gone far, so she simply didn't think much about it. Luiyue still stood up cautiously, and then began to inspect the main hall except where Chen Yuan lived. She was very cautious every step she took, for fear of encountering the horror just now. At the foot of the mountain, Chen Yuan's figure stepped forward. When Lin Langyan saw Chen Yuan's figure appear, with a very aggrieved expression, he burst into tears instantly. He has never been so embarrassed. He originally went to Sihai City to sell elixirs, and then he deliberately disguised himself, hid his identity, and sold them in batches. But if he didn't pay attention, he was plotted against him. If you want to kill him, he will admit defeat. But those fools just looted everything on him. Not even leaving any clothes for him. He will never forget how he came back to the mountain sect. Not only has he lost all face, but Chen Yuan has also lost all the elixirs he needs. Father. My son is suffering. Chen Yuan looked at Lin Langyan's heartfelt grievances, and for a moment, he didn't know what to say. After understanding what happened, Chen Yuan also frowned. Take the treasure and let the person go. Is this a long-term plan to catch the big fish? It's interesting. Don't go out these days. I'll find someone to help you take revenge. While talking, Chen Yuan threw 4 freshly baked top-quality Diwan pills to Lin Langyan. The best among Earth-level elixirs. During this period, you should stay in seclusion and practice for the time being. Don't go out, otherwise I'm afraid you'll die outside. After acquiring the top-grade Diwan Dan, the tears in the corners of Lin Langyan's eyes stopped abruptly. He widened his eyes and looked in disbelief at this Earth-level top-quality elixir that made his breath surge just by taking a whiff of the elixir fragrance. Father, this is actually an elixir even more advanced than the earthly spirit pill. You just refined it. Chen Yuan nodded slightly. That's right, I just made it. I still have a lot of it here. I originally planned to exchange it for you for the elixir, but now that you are being targeted, let's forget it for the time being. I can just exchange it myself. Your cultivation level is not strong, so you should settle down first. As he spoke, Lin Langyan felt hot in his heart, as if the thought of living had come back because of Chen Yuan. Okay. I listen to you. Foster father. I will practice well. 4 top-grade Earth Yuan pills are enough for him to cultivate to Yuanying. With a determined look on his face, Lin Langyan quickly went back to practice in seclusion. Since Chen Yuan said he would avenge him, he would definitely avenge him. After giving away 4 top-grade Diwan Dan, a golden prompt flashed by. Successfully presented 4 top-quality Diwan pills and received a reward, 4,000 years of spiritual power cultivation. Chen Yuan took the remaining 140 Diwan pills, and with a thought, he used that move again. Hey! Who is that? Stop! A fat little man with a plump figure was stopped by Chen Yuan. Why was it him? Simply because he happened to be passing by. The little fat man's name is Yu Shenshen. He is at the 5th level of Yuanying. He is a descendant of the founder of the mountain sect. The Yu family is not weak in the mountain sect. Therefore, Yu Shenshen's cultivation and wealth are much better than those of ordinary disciples. Yu Shenshen's face was full of joy and his momentum was not weak. Are you senior brother? Chen Yuan nodded, ignoring Yu's deep doubts, raised his hand and took out the jade bottle containing 140 top-grade Earth Yuan pills, and said, Junior brother, I want to discuss something with you, what do you think? Yu Shenshen had naturally heard about the new senior brother in the sect. He also heard that this senior brother was not very high in cultivation and was preparing for the competition between more than 48,000 sects in March of. So everyone knows that Chen Yuan's tragic fate is tacitly understood by Chen Yuan, with preconceived tolerance. A rare warm smile appeared on Yu Shen's rich face. In Shiyu Shen, what's the problem, senior brother? Are you not enough spiritual stones for cultivation? I have quite a few here and can give them to you. It's still pills. Are there not enough elixirs? I have some here too. There are many spiritual weapons, how about I choose a suitable one for you? Hearing Yu Shenshen's words, Chen Yuan felt a little embarrassed. It seems that I really joined the right sect. All of you are thinking about me so much. Junior brother, come and take this jade bottle. There are a lot of elixirs in it. Then you can convert the elixirs on you into the price of the elixirs and give them to me. I only want 70% of the price of the elixir, and the remaining 30% goes to you, junior brother. When Yu Shenshen heard that pills were converted into elixirs, he understood. He nodded and said, okay. Senior brother, no problem. It's just a magical medicine, what's the discount? I'll give it to you at the original price. What the hell? A total of 140 top quality earth-grade earth element pills. Elder brother, are you crazy? Do you want to exchange this top quality elixir for me into a spiritual elixir? And there are so many more. Yu Shenshen originally had a steady and warm smile on his face, but when he checked the elixir in the jade bottle between words, he was dumbfounded. His mood fluctuated violently. His eyes were full of shock. He never thought that Chen Yuan, the senior brother who was recruited back to die, would actually use a top-grade elixir. Yu Shen is deep. At this moment, it is difficult to be deep. Chen Yuan looked at Yu Shen's expression and was not surprised. He would not be like this again if he asked Yu Shen to help him sell heaven-level elixirs a few more times in the future. Junior brother, give me all the elixirs you have. I want all grades. Yu Shenshen was awakened by Chen Yuanping's gentle words. His face was still full of astonishment. Senior brother, are you sure you want to change? This kind of elixir cannot be replaced by magic medicine at all. Wherever you put them, there are priceless and top-quality elixirs. There is not even one earth-level alchemist in the mountain sect. What's more, there are a huge number of top-grade earth-level elixirs in front of you. That is absolutely impossible to produce. Disciples of the mountain sect who want to use earth-level elixirs have to go to other sects to buy them at a high price. Every time, it costs more than double the price to buy. It can be said to be quite a trap. But this is normal. Any sect that wants to train high-level alchemists will need a lot of resources and talented alchemy geniuses. It doesn't mean that any sect has such disciples and resources. Chen Yuan confirmed. Hurry up. Don't worry, after you give me the elixir, there are other things I need your help with. After receiving Chen Yuan's approval, Yu Shenshen stopped thinking about it and quickly took out all the elixirs in his pocket and placed them in front of Chen Yuan's eyes with compliments. Elder brother, there are 1,500 earth-level elixirs, 4,000 Zon-level elixirs, and 30,000 yellow-level elixirs, all here. Chen Yuan was not polite and took all the more than 30,000 elixirs, regardless of grade, into his bag. On the other hand, Yu Shenshen said with some embarrassment. Elder brother, these elixirs are only enough to exchange you for 2 top-grade Earth Yuan pills. You can look at the rest here. How about I return the elixirs to you first, and then when I have gathered together the elixirs, I will come back to you to exchange for them. Hearing that Yu Shenshen wanted to return it to him, how could Chen Yuan agree? If you give it back to yourself, how can you get the rewards from the system? Junior brother, I've put the elixir in your hands, how can I take it back? Senior brother, I believe that you can definitely get the elixir back. Besides, there is one more thing I need you to do for me. Yu Shenshen was originally unwilling to accept this great gift from Chen Yuan. After all, whether it was in exchange for the elixir or running away with the elixir, he would make a profit without losing anything. But when he heard that Chen Yuan still needed help with something, he cheered up and said respectfully. Elder brother, just say it, as long as I, Yu Shenshen, can do it, I will never refuse. Chen Yuan looked at Yu Shenshen who was so enthusiastic and told Lin Lengyan's experience in one sentence. Yu Shenshen was originally very serious, but he really couldn't help it. Suddenly I couldn't hold myself back and laughed out loud. Ha ha ha. No. Senior brother, I didn't mean it. I really can't hold it in. Junior brother Lin, this is too tragic. His things were looted and he didn't even have to wear clothes. Then how did he come back? Chen Yuan shook his head and said calmly. Since you know everything, junior brother Yu, I'll ask you to investigate this matter secretly. Also, as for this elixir, you'd better get it back for me as soon as possible. I need it urgently. Yu Shenshin answered with his hands raised. Please don't worry, senior brother, leave everything to me. Yu Shenshin is not bad in strength. He is at the 5th level of Yuanying. He is also a member of the Yu family in the Shanyu sect, so he is not worried that he will be plotted like Lin Langyan. Chen Yuan got a bunch of elixirs and went home directly. Golden reminders are also presented at the right time. Gift 140 top quality earth spirit pills, and receive rewards. 100,000 years of spiritual power cultivation, divine ability 9 breath convincement. 9 breath convince, one of Heavenly Dipper's 36 divine abilities. Chen Yuan looked at the reward presented, his eyes moved slightly, he was very satisfied. Isn't this much more refreshing than using the earth spirit pill directly? Yu Shen watched Chen Yuan's back with a deep look on his face, his mind filled with thoughts. Unexpectedly, the sect leader and uncle actually picked up an alchemist and came back this time. You didn't tell us before. You also say that you have reached the 3rd level of Qi training. Are you trying to hide your clumsiness and then suppress it? It seems that I can't publicize this matter, otherwise the plans of the sect master and uncle will be in vain. Yu Shenshin knew more things and could see a wider area, so he thought his guess was accurate. Otherwise, why didn't anyone tell Chen Yuan about his earth-level alchemy skills? At the same time, in the Shanyu sect, the pill pavilion. Elder Lu has felt refreshed since he got 65 soul pills last time. Even the way he lay on the rocking chair looked a bit proud. After all, as long as those Zon-level top-grade soul pills are used properly, there will be at least 50 more nascent soul cultivators in the entire mountain sect. This is no small feat for him. The most important thing is that these elixirs are very easy to obtain, just exchange the elixir with Dao Yan. No, Dao Yan, who got 138 Earth Soul pills from Chen Yuan, is here again. Today, Dao Yan has successfully broken through to the 1st level of Yuanying after swallowing the Earth Soul pill refined by Chen Yuan. Her cultivation level was still a bit unstable, but in order to help Chen Yuan in exchange for the elixir, she came directly to the elixir pavilion to exchange for the elixir as soon as she made a breakthrough. Elder Lu, are you resting? Dao Yan's voice startled Elder Lu, but he was not angry at all. Instead, he looked at Dao Yan with a smile and congratulated. Not bad, have you broken through to the 1st level of nascent soul? Dao Yan replied. Elder Lu, you have a sharp eye. You have just broken through. Elder, are you free? I want to find the elder in exchange for some elixirs. When Elder Lu heard this, he immediately thought of the 65 Zon-level top-grade soul pills that Dao Yan had given before. He said cheerfully. I'm free. I'm free. How many pills will you change this time? Taoyan smiled and handed over a jade bottle, which contained 135 middle-grade earth soul pills. Among them, she took one herself, and then kept 2 more. Elder, there are a total of 135 Earth Soul pills. Elder Lu took the jade bottle with a smile, and as usual he wanted to have some fun with Dao Yan, and said. Taoyan, this elder is going to apply for an elder position for you recently. Look, you, are wrong. What did you just say? Earth Soul pill. Not Spirit Soul pill. Earth Soul pill and Spirit Soul pill are both soul elixirs, which are of great help in enhancing spiritual awareness. However, the Earth Soul pill is an Earth-level pill, and the Spirit Soul pill is a mysterious level pill. The gap between the two sides is almost 10 times. Taoyan had already expected it and replied. Yes, Elder Lu, 135 middle-grade elixirs are in your hand. You can see for yourself. Elder Lu's eyes widened and he looked at Dao Yan in disbelief. Then he quickly lowered his head and looked at the jade bottle in his hand. In the jade bottle, the crystal-clear middle-grade Earth Soul pills were arranged in a row, quietly, stored in it. Elder Lu's breathing seemed to have stopped at this moment. The Earth Soul pill. It's still middle grade. The quality is so perfect. It's no exaggeration to say that it's the best Earth Soul pill. Taoyan, are you sure you want to exchange this elixir with Quan for a spiritual elixir? Elder Lu couldn't sit still at this moment. Even though he knew that Dao Yan might have some adventures of her own, he still couldn't imagine that so many top-quality Earth Soul pills would be exchanged for elixirs. This is simply a waste. This kind of elixir is something that almost no spiritual stone can buy within the scope of the mountain sect. As a result, it was now being exchanged for elixir. Dao Yan replied. Elder Lu, please change it for me quickly. I need it urgently. Elder Lu was in a daze because of this today. He just felt that the Earth-level pills were not that valuable anymore. On the main peak, Chen Yuan's figure quietly appeared here, and a beautiful figure in white fell from the side. Senior brother Chen Yuan, are you free to learn swordsmanship from me now? The white-clothed sword immortal Loyue, after checking the entire main peak, found nothing unusual, and her mood adjusted. It was just that he regarded the bizarre things he had experienced before as some demonic obstacles that appeared after he had been practicing too hard during this period. Chen Yuan paused slightly, shook his head and refused. Junior sister, you can play by yourself. I don't have time. I will call you when I am free. By the way, when I am busy in the main hall on weekdays, you'd better not disturb me. Chen Yuan had no other intention, he was just worried about hurting these junior brothers and sisters who were so good to him. After all, people have come to teach me swordsmanship, why shouldn't I be nice to them? Under Luiyu's confused gaze, Chen Yuan walked into the main hall. Chen Yuan really thinks of himself as a senior brother. It's strange. But since he is like this, I don't have to worry about it anymore. The sect master also said that if you can learn, you can learn. If you can't, it doesn't matter. It's just a pity that after 3 months, such a handsome young man will not be able to escape the fate of coughing up blood. Immortal platform. The sword energy is rippling, and the falling moon stands happily. In the main hall, after Chen Yuan closed the door, he didn't care what Loyue thought outside. He only knows that his current strength is too weak and he needs to continue to improve. Then, by the way, you can also help the mountain sect restore its former glory, and that's enough. After all, people from the mountain sect are really good at telling the truth to themselves. Almost no one is targeting me, and everyone is easy to talk to and will actively help me. What else can there be to complain about in this kind of sect? Chen Yuan quickly took out more than 30,000 elixirs obtained from Yushenshin. They were put away in different categories to prepare for the next alchemy, almost covering the entire hall. Chen Yuan looked at this scene and had a headache. There are more and more elixirs, but it's a pity that there is no space elixir that can be used to store them. What Chen Yuan is talking about is not a space ring, but a space medicine cabinet specially designed for alchemists. It is divided into categories and has a large space and large capacity. In the future, let's see if there is an opportunity to refine some spiritual weapons. Anyway, the spiritual weapons can be regarded as refined by myself. When the time comes, I will send them out. I wonder what reward I will receive in return. Chen Yuan thought about it, then sat cross-legged, settled his thoughts, and entered a state of cultivation. The first to receive it is 104,000 years of spiritual power cultivation. Vast spiritual power poured down, and Chen Yuan's strength began to grow steadily and rapidly. Every breath will make you stronger. 1 level of alchemy formation, 2 levels of alchemy formation, 3 levels of alchemy formation, 7 levels of alchemy formation, 8 levels of alchemy formation, and 9 levels of alchemy formation. Along with the rolling air waves, Chen Yuan's strength reached the perfection of the Dan formation stage. He looked at the almost chaotic colored gold core in his dantian, and felt a sense of security in his heart. It's so cool. The sudden increase in cultivation not only brought Chen Yuan an increase in strength, but also meant that he could refine higher-level elixirs. In this state, it should be no problem to refine middle-grade elixirs. But the problem is still the same. Without the heaven-level elixir, we can't refine the heaven-level elixir. But it's not a big problem. The rewards for refining earth-level elixirs are enough for me to absorb now. There is another reward, Divine Ability 9 Breaths of Convince. Receive. Endless brilliance turned into a torrent of information and poured into Chen Yuan's mind. Heavenly Dipper's great divine ability 9 breaths convince, was contacted by Chen Yuan, introduced, mastered, basic accomplishment, great accomplishment. He was completely mastered in an instant. 9 breaths convince Qi, one of the Heavenly Dipper's 36 divine abilities. Divine ability, as its name suggests, absorbs the spiritual energy of heaven and earth in a specific way. It only takes 9 breaths to recover all the losses. Cultivate to the great accomplishment, and with 1 breath, you can absorb the entire great thousand world. This divine ability can be regarded as a great recovery type divine ability. For the time being, it is much more practical than the great divine ability of spreading beans and forming soldiers. From now on, if I consume too much in refining alchemy, I will be able to recover in an instant and then continue refining alchemy. Whether it's used to make alchemy or used in battles with others, this is a great divine ability that can turn the situation around. This is so cool. Chen Yuan has now mastered 2 of Heavenly Dipper's 36 divine abilities. The next step is to make alchemy. Now the spiritual power has indeed improved a lot, but in comparison, the spiritual knowledge is somewhat lacking. It's just right for refining some Earth Soul elixirs. I have refined 2 furnaces of middle-grade Earth Soul pills before. This time I have a lot of elixirs. I can refine some of the best middle-grade Earth Soul pills. Just in time, after refining, junior sister Taoyuan should also help me exchange the elixir. After Chen Yuan made his decision, he didn't waste much time and started refining it directly. The purple extreme heavenly fire is burning brightly, and the purple fire alchemy furnace is all-encompassing. Chen Yuan threw the elixirs one after another into the huge purple fire pill furnace without hesitation. As the number of elixirs increased, Chen Yuan became more aggressive in refining elixirs. He made a batch of 108 elixirs, which was full. Accompanied by the fragrance of Dan. A furnace of top-quality Earth-level elixirs is freshly released. Perfect. 108 top-grade Earth-level soul pills. Not one is missing. For others, the limit of refining 12 elixirs is 12, but except for the Yaoyuan elixir that Chen Yuan fiddled with when he didn't know how to do anything else, all the others have surpassed 12. This is the tyranny of the Chaos Alchemy Sutra. Now Chen Yuan has refined a total of 108 ultimate pills. Continue. Ziji heavenly fire burst into flames, and Chen Yuan started a new round of alchemy again. Now Chen Yuan can't get the heaven-level elixir, so what he plans to do is to make the best earth-level elixir until he vomits. Now that the quantity is in place, do you still have to worry about not being able to improve your strength? Outside the main hall, under the bright moon, the white-clothed sword fairy Loyue sat cross-legged on a huge ancient tree. She was absorbing the spiritual energy of heaven and earth, cultivating her body and mind, and using this to calm her sword heart. Otherwise, Loyue herself would be worried whether she would fall into the same evil trap again. But at the moment when Chen Yuancheng's elixir was released, a burst of elixir fragrance seemed to penetrate directly into the soul, making people feel an excellent soul improvement. What kind of fragrance is this? Dandelion. But it doesn't look like it. My spiritual consciousness seemed to have become 3 points clearer when I smelled this fragrance just now, giving people an indescribable sense of improvement. Loyue, who was at the 9th level of nascent soul, seemed to be shaking for a moment at the bottleneck that had not been loosened for a long time. Her eyes suddenly opened, as if there was a flash of sword light. She quickly scanned the entire main peak, but found nothing except the main hall that she deliberately avoided. Is it possible that this is emanating from Chen Yuan? But it's impossible. Isn't Chen Yuan just at the 3rd level of Qi training? Loyue wanted to explore the main hall, but when she thought of Chen Yuan's tragic ending 3 months later, her heart softened inexplicably. She sympathized with Chen Yuan. This kind of thing is also a kind of torture for a swordsman like her who has a clear sword heart. She couldn't stand this kind of thing, but she had no choice. If the lower sect didn't send representatives out, that would be disrespectful to the upper immortal sect. If you are disrespectful to the higher level immortal sect, then the immortals of the upper level immortal sect may wipe out the lower level sect with one move. In the eyes of immortals, those who do not become immortals are just ants. In the eyes of the superior immortal sect, even if you become an immortal, you are still an ant. Becoming an immortal is just the beginning. Luiyu's mind was wandering. She was no longer obsessed with the throbbing deep in her soul just now. She raised her head and looked up at the bright moon in the sky. The moonlight was falling, and she raised her sword and danced. The sword dances gracefully and brilliantly. But at this moment, in the main hall where Chen Yuan was, suddenly, a strong fragrance of elixir spread out again. Another batch of top-grade Earth-level soul elixir, it's done. Lu Yu's sword dance stopped abruptly. She stared closely at the main hall where Chen Yuan was, with a big question mark appearing in her mind. Why is there such a fragrance of elixirs in the main hall where Chen Yuan is? Is it possible that the sect master gave him the elixir to improve his cultivation? It seems that the sect master also feels guilty for Chen Yuan. After Luiyue was stunned for a moment, she could only think of one reason. But then, not long after, there was another burst of fragrance, spreading out. Chen Yuan's third furnace of the top-grade Earth Soul Pill has also been refined. In line with the principle of not disturbing Chen Yuan, Luiyue frowned and thought about it. Why is it this aura that makes people's spiritual stones move with joy? What exactly is in this hall? When Luiyue was filled with confusion, the door of the main hall suddenly opened. Chen Yuan was also startled by Luiyue, who was looking eagerly in his direction. Junior sister, what are you doing? When Luiyue saw Chen Yuan coming out of the corner of her eye, she subconsciously looked past Chen Yuan and towards the main hall. Chen Yuan did not cover up. Luiyue easily saw that in the main hall, there were many elixirs placed on the ground that shone with their own unique crystal brilliance. And an extremely huge purple patterned pill furnace with a hint of fire. Senior brother Chen Yuan, are you making alchemy? Chen Yuan nodded and said. Yes, junior sister, is there anything wrong with this? If you really want to talk about the problem, there is really no problem. Luiyue shook his head slightly and said. No problem. Senior brother Chen Yuan, what kind of elixir did you refine? Chen Yuan raised his hand, and 3 jade bottles appeared. Each jade bottle contained 108 top-grade Earth-level soul pills. He thought. Originally, I could give it to you directly, junior sister, but I need the elixir now. Let's do this, you give me all the elixirs you have, I'll give you 1 bottle in exchange, and I'll sell the remaining 2 bottles. Chen Yuanbin went to Luiyue to teach him swordsmanship painstakingly and waited for him here for so long, so he didn't think about whether it would be a loss or not. Anyway, if he sends it out, he will never lose money if he has the system in place. Luiyue frowned slightly and looked at Chen Yuan. Generally speaking, pills are purchased with spirit stones. It is very rare to exchange for elixirs, because most people will lose money if they exchange like this. When Luiyue thought of the fragrance she just smelled, she felt a little moved. Senior brother Chen Yuan, you want to exchange all my elixirs. I mainly practice swordsmanship, so I haven't saved any elixirs over the years. I'm afraid you will lose money. Otherwise, I'd better buy them with spiritual stones. Chen Yuan shook his head and said. No need, just give me as much as you have. Spiritual stones are the least valuable thing to me. Hearing this, Luiyue unconsciously felt that Chen Yuan's posture could not help but become taller. Senior brother, these are the elixirs I have accumulated over the years. 100 Earth-level elixirs, 1000 Zon-level elixirs, and 2000 Yellow-level elixirs. This is my spiritual stone, 56 million pieces. 2 rings appeared in front of Chen Yuan's eyes. Luiyue actually didn't know what kind of elixir Chen Yuan was holding, but the aroma of the elixir when it was made just now made Luiyue subconsciously think that this elixir would not cheap. Chen Yuan only took the ring containing the elixir, and then stuffed a bottle of the top-grade Earth-level soul elixir into Luiyue. Okay, I said as long as you want the elixir, you just need the elixir. You can keep the spirit stone yourself. I'll go down the mountain to do some business first. At the foot of the mountain, Dao Yan had been waiting there for a long time. When Chen Yuan finished refining the 3rd furnace, he discovered it. 108 Earth-level top-quality Earth Soul Pills are given as gifts, and the reward is 100,000 years of spiritual consciousness cultivation. Chen Yuan looked at the reward in front of him and walked away with satisfaction. After Chen Yuan left, Luiyue brushed her hair beside her ears. She lowered her head and looked into the jade bottle. When the jade bottle was opened, a wave of waves rippling from the depths of her soul came straight at her. The bottleneck that Luiyue has not been able to loosen for a long time seems to be broken at this moment. The best earth-level soul elixir. This. No wonder I feel my spiritual consciousness is nourished just by smelling the fragrance of elixir. No, there are not just 12 in here, but a full 108. Is this made by senior brother Chen Yuan? Luiyu's breath was a little sluggish, and she couldn't hold herself any longer. She quickly looked in the direction where Chen Yuan was going down the mountain. She stared at Chen Yuan's phantom that had gone away, her sword eyes full of shock. A third-level Qi training master who can refine the top-level earth-level soul pills. Sect Master, you've been hiding it from us so hard. Now you are looking for an opportunity to give me a bottle of the best earth-level soul pill. Do you want me to prepare for the competition in 3 months? Luiyue recalled Shanyu Sanren's arrangements, and specifically told herself to stay on this main peak for half a month. Then he also said, senior brother can learn as much as he wants. Isn't this just a hint to myself that if I follow my senior brother for half a month, I can improve as much as I can? Following an earth-level alchemist, it is difficult not to improve your strength. In particular, the bottle of 108 earth soul pills in her hand is enough for her to use for more than half a year. And this was only obtained by spending some insignificant elixir. To put it bluntly, those elixirs she gave Chen Yuan could not even be exchanged for one of the 108 earth soul pills. Isn't this just to find a reason to give it to her? I can't let down the hard work of senior brother and sect master. Luiyue immediately sat down cross-legged, took the next earth soul pill, and started practicing. The earth soul pill melts immediately at the entrance, and a sharp sword light shoots straight into the sky. The earth soul pill allowed her to instantly break through the bottleneck of the 9th level of the nascent soul that she had not broken through for many years, and reach the soul formation. Outside the main hall of the sect leader, the scattered people on the mountain looked away, their eyes full of surprise. Luiyue actually broke through. It seems that giving her a holiday really works. I don't know how much Chen Yuan can learn from her. Time is running out. Under the main peak, Dao Yan looked at Chen Yuan's figure and became excited. Inexplicable excitement appeared in my heart. She has helped Chen Yuan twice, and her current cultivation has easily broken through to the nascent soul stage. Big brother. Long time no see. Chen Yuan was a little confused. Didn't we just meet yesterday? Taoyan smiled awkwardly, her face a little red. She quickly handed over a ring and said, Elder brother, this is the elixir you want. There are a total of 4,000 earth-level elixirs, 18,000 mysterious-level elixirs, and 50,000 yellow-level elixirs. Originally, I wanted to exchange for the heaven-level elixirs, but Elder Lu regarded those heaven-level elixirs as treasures and wouldn't let me exchange them. When Dao Yan mentioned this, she was still a little angry. Chen Yuan took the ring and didn't pay much attention to it. He handed over 2 jade bottles containing the top-grade earth-level soul pills and said, Thank you for your hard work. Come on, the elixirs in these 2 bottles should be enough for you to exchange for heaven-level elixirs. Exchange as many as you can. While talking, Taoyan took the 2 jade bottles of elixirs handed over by Chen Yuan in surprise. Elder brother, is it the Earth Soul Pill again? Well, it's Earth Soul Pill. After Chen Yuan responded, Dao Yan still looked into the jade bottle expectantly. After she saw the 108 top-level Earth-level soul pills, she was stunned again. She had actually expected it, but she was still surprised by Chen Yuan's generosity. Senior brother, isn't this the Earth Soul Pill from middle grade? The fragrance of the pill is more than 10 times stronger. I originally thought that the elixir you refined last time, senior brother, was already considered the best among the Earth-level elixirs. I never thought you could make something even more powerful. Chen Yuan smiled slightly. I hope you can give me the heaven-level elixir in exchange. I can't refine the heaven-level elixir now. The only thing missing is this heaven-level elixir. Hearing Chen Yuan's words, Dao Yan's surprised face slightly stiffened. What, senior brother, you can still refine heaven-level elixirs? That's right, the premise is that you can help me exchange for the heaven-level elixir. The heaven-level elixir must be used as a medicine guide, otherwise it will be almost impossible to refine it. Chen Yuan said truthfully. Hearing this, Dao Yan immediately summoned up her confidence. Don't worry, senior brother, I promise to trick the heavenly elixir out of Elder Lu's hands. No, I'll replace it. After getting the elixir, Chen Yuan stopped staying. This time, Dao Yan bought him a lot of elixir, which was enough for him to refine many elixirs. At the same time, a golden reminder quietly appeared. Given 216 top-grade Earth-level soul pills, and receive the reward, 100,000 years of spiritual consciousness cultivation, Chaos Nascent Soul Method. Wholesale of top-quality Earth Yuan Dan. Outside the Shanyu sect, Sihai City. In Wanbaojai, a dark shadow with a powerful aura emerged. Hall Master, Lin Langyan has not gone out. I asked someone to find out. He should be in seclusion. But now there is a disciple of the mountain sect, disguised as a disciple, trying to find out about our robbery of Lin Langyan in the black market. Should we kill him? The Hall Master's eyes were slightly focused. He stood by the window on the 4th floor, looking towards the mountain sect that spread tens of thousands of miles in the distance. His breath was calm. We won't kill anyone for the time being. We will use the same method as last time to rob this mountain sect disciple who was seeking information. It seems that there are smart people on the other side. It just so happens that the competition between these lower sects is going to be held recently. All the sects are standing still and everything is calm. Let's have some fun for the mountain sect. The black shadow paused slightly. Hall Master, Shanyu Sanran are not weak in strength. If we are like this, will we be targeted? The Hall Master raised the corners of his mouth, his eyes full of disdain. We didn't take action against him. Is it possible that he would commit himself to take action against us? Besides, let him, a member of the mountain sect, touch my Wanbaojai, and he wouldn't even dare to touch me. Don't even look at who opened Wanbaojai. As soon as the voice fell, the black shadow instantly dissipated. Wanbaojai is located in various major sects. Even in some powerful immortal sects, there are traces of Wanbaojai. Just this bright appearance is not something that ordinary people can offend. The purpose of Wanbaojai has always been to be equal in strength, so make honest transactions. If the strength is unequal, if the transaction partner is stronger, then a discount will be given. If the transaction partner is weaker, then it will be a black man taking advantage of the black man. Otherwise, how can Wanbaojai become bigger and stronger? On the main peak. When Chen Yuan came back, the white-clothed sword fairy Luoyue was already wrapped in a cocoon of sword energy, suspended in the air, and was breaking through to soul formation. His aura was restrained, and he was only missing the last moment to break out of the cocoon to soul formation. Luoyue has been honing this step for 10 years. No breakthrough was possible. Now relying on Chen Yuan's pill will help him achieve a successful breakthrough. Chen Yuan doesn't care about this. Now he just wants to break through the cultivation level and make elixirs. He has a system in hand, and he will never stop until he makes the elixir until he vomits. Who would object to having more cultivation and more rewards? Now Chen Yuan also understands that the rewards of this system start at least 100 times. The divine ability that occasionally appears is 1,000 times more feedback. Back in the main hall, Chen Yuan did not take out the elixir this time, because there were so many elixirs that Dao Yan exchanged for them, and there was no room for them in the main hall. Chen Yuan breathed a sigh of relief, and then first received 100,000 years of spiritual consciousness cultivation. Golden radiance lingers. His sea of consciousness was like a rolling wave in an instant. It began to expand at an extremely abnormal speed. In the sea of consciousness, there is a faint golden light, which is a manifestation of extremely strengthened spiritual consciousness. Immediately afterwards, Chen Yuan had almost digested it, and he once again received the remaining 100,000 years of spiritual consciousness cultivation. The boundless sea of consciousness boils. Chen Yuan's aura grew rapidly. Chen Yuan is not worried that his consciousness will be too powerful, because his alchemy consumes a lot of spiritual consciousness. Only when your spiritual consciousness is strong, the speed, quality, and certainty of refining elixirs will be higher. At this moment, Chen Yuan's cultivation seems to be at the 9th level of pill formation. But in fact, with the strength he can unleash, even ordinary soul formation cannot survive in his hands. Chen Yuan's thoughts moved slightly, and his eyes fell on the Chaos Nascent Soul Method. It's time to break through. Receive. The radiance of chaos lingered, and a large flow of information poured into Chen Yuan's mind, but this time, it did not give Chen Yuan a feeling of bloating. This is a sign that Chen Yuan's spiritual consciousness has been greatly improved. Chen Yuan quickly mastered the entire Chaos Nascent Soul technique. The Chaos Nascent Soul technique, as the name suggests, condenses the nascent soul from the Chaos Gold core, thereby breaking through to the nascent soul stage. After the breakthrough, the whole person will gain more powerful power of the Chaos Nascent Soul. At the same time, Chen Yuan's Chaos Nascent Soul will also have the characteristics of immortal chaos because it was born from chaos. Generally speaking, the nascent soul of nascent soul monks are afraid of attacks such as thunder that can cause damage to the soul. However, for Chen Yuan, no matter what attack he attacks, it will be absorbed by the Chaos Nascent Soul. Chen Yuan briefly felt it, and after confirming that he had the foundation to make a breakthrough, he immediately made a breakthrough on the spot. In the Dantian, the aura of chaos boils. Under the guidance of Chen Yuan, Chaos Gold Core began to evolve continuously, and a smaller version of Chen Yuan successfully condensed out of Chaos Gold Core. Chen Yuan felt the inexplicable connection in the powerful aura of power, and was very happy. But there is a problem. Chen Yuan's own eyes, as well as the eyes of nascent soul, all fell on the Dantian, which was still like a chaotic world, hovering on the chaotic gold core. What's going on? The Chaos Nascent Soul has come out. Why is this Chaos Gold core still there? While Chen Yuan didn't understand, he subconsciously began to condense the Chaos Nascent Soul. Another identical Chaos Nascent Soul quietly condensed, and Chen Yuan's strength increased by just that much at this moment. Quote. The two Chen Yuan nascent souls looked at each other and said in unison. So strong. Immediately afterwards, one nascent soul after another rose up from the Chaos Gold core. In less than a quarter of an hour, Chen Yuan had gathered thousands of nascent souls. Outrageous. 1,000 nascent souls said in unison. Only then did Chen Yuan suddenly realize what kind of Chaos Gold core he had condensed. What kind of Chaos Gold core is this? It's just a world of chaos created in Dantian. In the end, in order to not be so conspicuous, Chen Yuan merged 1,000 nascent souls into one in a chaotic posture, creating an extremely powerful nascent soul. A powerful aura ripples out. Chen Yuan successfully broke through to the first level of Yuanying. After the rewards are used up, we should continue to refine the elixir. The problem is still the same. I can refine all the elixirs of high grade, but without the elixir of heaven grade, it will be very difficult. Let's take 500 earth level top quality earth yuan pills first. It just so happens that the materials are sufficient. There are no ingredients for heaven level elixirs, so we have to make up the amount of earth level elixirs. To be honest, the reward feedback obtained from a dozen heaven level elixirs will most likely not be as strong as the feedback from the 500 earth level top quality elixirs that Chen Yuan refined so easily. While thinking, Chen Yuan snapped his fingers and ignited a purple heavenly fire. Ziji heavenly fire received a powerful supply of spiritual power from Chen Yuan and burned instantly. Between the roar of the purple fire, there seemed to be 9 giant purple dragons, gathering into the purple fire alchemy furnace from all directions. While Chen Yuan's strength has increased, his ability to control fire has almost reached a peak level. Chen Yuan's spiritual consciousness was now ridiculously strong, so he directly took out the space ring containing the elixir and placed it on the purple fire pill furnace. The elixir in it was poured in arbitrarily. Every elixir was carefully controlled by Chen Yuan, without any leakage. This is how powerful Chen Yuan is now. A burst of elixir fragrance hit my face, and a furnace of top-grade earth yuan elixir, core condensation, came out. Not bad, 108 Cheng Dan. It's not that Chen Yuan can't refine more, but that in this state of ensuring quality, Chen Yuan can refine it faster. In the blink of an eye, Chen Yuan refined the 5 furnace earth level top-grade Diwan Dan. A total of 540 pieces. At this time, a slightly downcast figure came from the distance at the foot of the mountain. It was Yu Shenchen. He had just been robbed, in exactly the same way as Lin Langyan. Yu Shenchen, who was originally at the 5th level of nascent soul, first sold more than 100 top-quality earth yuan dan given by Chen Yuan in batches in Sihai City. Then he also purchased a large number of elixirs and prepared to give them to Chen Yuan. But he never thought that when he followed Chen Yuan's instructions and secretly inquired about Lin Langyan being robbed and stripped of all his clothes, he would also be brutally murdered. Yu Shenshan not only lost Chen Yuan's things. He also lost all his belongings. When he came back, the scene was that of a running white and tender little fat man, absolutely eye-catching. He had laughed at Lin Langyan before, but in the blink of an eye, this matter fell on him. It can be said that the reincarnation of God is good. At the same time, Yu Shenshan didn't dare to tell the powerful people within the sect and family about his experience, as it would definitely make him the laughing stock of the entire sect within a day. The other party's method of sap killing is really exquisite. After hearing Yu Shen's cry, Chen Yuan frowned slightly and said, "It seems that the other party has a lot of power in Sihai City, otherwise he wouldn't have discovered you when you were secretly inquiring about the news. Junior brother Yu, what are the famous forces in Sihai City?" Chen Yuan obviously would not let this matter go easily, because he actually lost 2 batches of the elixir. This is enough for him to refine a lot of elixirs. When Yu Shen heard Chen Yuan's words, he obviously knew that Chen Yuan was going to help him take revenge. Quickly said, "Elder brother, Sihai City is located at the intersection of 3 sects, namely R Mountain Sect, Lingyun Sect, and Purple Jade Sect. Among them, the Purple Jade Sect is full of female monks, and there are." Chen Yuan interrupted. "Stop, I'm asking about Sihai City, not what forces are around you. Do you think that even your 5th level nascent soul cultivation level can be beaten and you don't know it? Could it be someone from around the mountain sect who did it?" Quote. "So it must have been done by the big forces entrenched in Sihai City, because people from sects like Lingyun Sect, Ziyu Sect, etc., because the sect is here, usually maintain order and will not be in their own homes. Come on." After listening to Chen Yuan's analysis, Yu Shenshan's eyes lit up and he suddenly realized. "Elder brother. You are so considerate. There are thousands of large and small forces in Sihai City, and the most famous among them are Wanbaojai, Chunfeng Tower, and Assassination Hall. These 3 forces are more powerful than the shops run by our mountain sect. They are found in almost all major cities of immortal cultivators." After hearing this, Chen Yuan continued to analyze according to his own logic. Wanbaojai should be the biggest suspect, because when junior brother Lin went there for the first time, he was selling elixirs, and people probably noticed him. Then the second time, he was brutally murdered. Then there's you, junior brother Yu. When you sold the elixir, you were probably noticed, and then when you secretly inquired about the information, you were also sold out. That's how it ended. Yu Shen looked at Chen Yuan in confusion. "Elder brother, shouldn't this be the biggest suspect in the assassination hall? These guys like nothing more than to kill in the dark. As long as you give them money, they will do anything." Chen Yuan smiled lightly, shook his head and said, "Junior brother, we need to use reverse thinking. Your thinking is too superficial. You were all beaten in the same way, so it was done by the same group of people, and you all lost the elixir. This means that the target on the opposite side should be more treasures. Now that we know our opponent, the next step will be easy. Junior brother Yu, come here, here are some D1 pills. You can take these elixirs directly to the assassination hall to offer a reward. Let the people from the assassination hall target the people from Wanbaojai." After hearing this method, Yu Shenshan's eyes lit up. "Elder brother, your method is so wonderful. But there are so many people in Wanbaojai. Who should I let the people from the assassination hall target?" Chen Yuan was not polite to anyone. He lost 2 batches of elixir, and he remembered this grudge. "I'm offering a reward directly to everyone in Wanbaojai. Since the other side wants to play, then let's play big with the other side." Hearing this, Yu Shenshan's pupils dilated slightly, and his heart was filled with shock. He never thought that someone would dare to target such an intricate and powerful force as Wanbaojai. Rumor has it that there is a high-ranking immortal sect backing Wanbaojai. To put it more bluntly, Wanbaojai is run by a high-ranking immortal sect. Who dares to compete with an ordinary lower-level sect? And now, everyone in Wanbaojai in Sihai City is being offered a huge reward. This is exciting to think about. Senior brother, there are many people in Wanbaojai, can we afford the reward? Chen Yuan raised his eyebrows and signaled. Didn't I give you a jade bottle? Isn't that enough? Yu Shen subconsciously looked at the jade bottle in his hand, only to see that there were 540 top-quality Earth-grade Earth Yuan pills in it. Pearlescent color, sparkling and crystal clear. Yu Shenshen's heart was shocked. He never expected that Chen Yuan's casual attack would be several times more arrogant than last time. There are more than 500 of them. The top-grade Earth Yuan Dan. There are more than last time. Eldest brother, your alchemy skills are simply awesome. Sir, I promise to complete the mission this time. I will definitely not fail. Chen Yuan nodded slightly. Go ahead and be careful, saving your life is the most important thing. This warning made Yu Shen burst into tears. He couldn't imagine how big Chen Yuan's mind was, and that at this point, he actually took the initiative to comfort him. Yu Shenshen walked away with deep steps. He secretly determined that even if he lost his life, he would still vent his anger for Chen Yuan. At the same time, a golden reminder quietly appeared. Successfully sent out 540 Earth-level top-grade Earth Yuan pills, and received the reward, 500,000 years of spiritual power cultivation, acquired divine fire samadhi true fire. Chen Yuan paused slightly and was a little surprised when he saw the reward in front of him. The acquired divine fire. Is this an existence that surpasses the heavenly fire? At the same time, mountain sect, inside the pill pavilion. Dao Yan came again, and this time Elder Lu had a positive attitude and greeted him from a distance. Senior nephew Taoyan, you are here again. This time, are you still here to sell middle-grade Dipotin? I have prepared a lot of Earth-level elixirs for you. Let's sit down inside and have a sip of tea and talk in detail. Taoyan shook her head and said hastily. Elder Lu, I want this Earth-level elixir, but at the same time, I also want to exchange it for the Heaven-level elixir. Hearing this, Elder Lu looked troubled as usual. Senior nephew Taoyan, you also know that there are only a few Heaven-level elixirs in our sect. If you use one, you will lose one. Besides, Heaven-level elixirs may not be more effective than the middle-grade elixirs you have in your hands. Why don't you, my nephew, take a look and see if you are missing any spiritual weapons? I can also make the decision and get you a lot of these things. Don't always look at the magic medicine. Taoyan shook her head and said. I want the elixir. Elder Lu, please order it. How many heaven-level elixirs can be exchanged for the top-grade earth-level soul elixir here? While speaking, a jade bottle was firmly caught by Elder Lu, and then he looked at Dao Yan with some confusion. Nephew, are you talking about the top grade? Not the middle grade. Dao Yan replied. That's right, Elder Lu, you have no reason not to give me the heavenly elixir this time, right? Elder Lu took the opportunity to look at the jade bottle in his hand, and saw that there were 210 top-grade earth-level soul pills in it, displayed here, exuding a breathtaking brilliance. As for why 6 coins were missing, it was all because Taoyan kept them. After all, Chen Yuan had said that he would give her 30% of the coins as running expenses. But Taoyan thought it was too much, so she only took 6 pieces, but 6 pieces were still a valuable treasure to her. After Elder Lu was stunned for a while, he suddenly said. This is actually the top-level earth-level soul elixir. I never thought that in my lifetime, I would be able to see such a super elixir that is comparable to the heavenly level. It is simply unbelievable. And there are actually 216 pieces in it. Are you crazy? Sihai City, inside Wanbaojai. There is a flashing black shadow. Hall Master, Yu Shenshen, a disciple of the Mountain Sect, is offering a reward for your life in our assassination hall with a huge amount of top-grade Earth Yuan Dan. Do I need my subordinates to kill this Yu Shenshen? The Hall Master was also shocked by the news reported by the Black Shadow. Because outsiders don't know that Wanbaojai, Chunfeng Tower, and Assassination Hall in Sihai City are actually the same family. The Hall Master in front of me is not only the Master of Wanbaojai, the Master of Chunfeng Building, but also the Master of Assassination Hall. This is the so-called darkness under the lamp. No matter where you spend money, you will earn money from Wanbaojai. In the beginning, there was only the Wanbaojai family, but in order to facilitate the assassination of some rich fools and the deception of some rich fools, the Chunfeng Tower and the Assassination Hall were divided. Of course, it cannot be said that Wanbaojai is the only powerful family in the entire immortal cultivation world. There are many other equal or more powerful forces. It can only be said that the area where Sihai city is located is too remote. Only Wanbaojai did not dislike the barrenness here and developed it here. Similar to a dimensionality reduction attack, Sihai city is directly managed as one's own home. Interesting. A rare smile appeared on the hall master's face. It seems that the opposite person is also a smart person, but a little cleverness is in vain in the face of absolute strength. It seems that my previous decision is okay. There is someone behind Yu Shen Shen. How many pills did Yu Shen Shen produce this time? The black shadow trembled, slightly excited. Back to the hall master. After Yu Shen Shen changed his appearance, he offered 500 Diwan pills and paid 100 in advance. After bargaining with him, my subordinates agreed to pay 440 after the deal was completed. The total is 540. Upon hearing the huge amount of 540 coins, the hall master was already prepared, but he was still surprised. He couldn't hold back his excitement and said, "Show me the Diwan Dan." Haiying handed over a crystal clear and colorful earth-level top-grade Diwan Dan. Although the hall master had seen it once, he still admired it with eyes full of admiration. Such top-quality elixirs are rarely seen in large sects, but there are so many of them in this small mountain sect. It seems like this is really my chance. Fake it as if Wanbaojai was attacked, then lie dormant, put your long line in, and catch big fish. Yes. Hall master. The black shadow shook, turned into a little bit of black mist, and disappeared in place. Mountain sect, outside the main hall. After Chen Yuan came back, he glanced at Loyue, the white-clothed swordsman who formed a cocoon and broke through the soul formation. The progress is 1/10 of the way. It seems to be fast. Entering the main hall, Chen Yuan first counted the elixirs in his hands and found out that he could still refine about 500 of them, and then he felt relieved. Calmly, Chen Yuan looked at the reward he received this time. Among them are the spiritual power that has been cultivated for 500,000 years, and the Samadhi true fire that surpasses the heavenly fire. Speaking of Samadhi true fire, Chen Yuan still had some impressions. This is definitely the famous divine fire that exists in legends. When Samadhi true fire comes out, it is easy to burn ordinary immortals. Chen Yuan had an idea and collected 500,000 years of spiritual power. Golden light shimmered, and surging spiritual power poured into Chen Yuan's body out of thin air. The cultivation level of Chen Yuan's newly condensed chaos nascent soul began to skyrocket. At the same time, the chaos gold core in his body is also continuing to absorb these surging and endless powers. Continuously becoming stronger. Fortunately, these 500,000 years of spiritual power are enough to absorb. Chen Yuan's cultivation level has steadily improved. The first level of nascent soul, the second level of nascent soul, the third level of nascent soul, the seventh level of nascent soul, the eighth level of nascent soul, and the ninth level of nascent soul. When the cultivation reaches its peak, these majestic spiritual powers have not actually been exhausted. However, Chen Yuan currently lacks the chaos soul formation method, so he directly poured all the remaining endless spiritual power into the chaos gold core small world. Chaos flows, and the breath is vigorous. How strong is Chen Yuan now? Chen Yuan himself doesn't know. Because he has never made a formal move so far, he has no reference. If I had to say it, it would be absolutely simple to suppress 100,000 Lin Langyan with one hand. Chen Yuan became familiar with the stable and powerful ninth level of nascent soul within his body, and felt extremely comfortable. Unexpectedly, this is the ninth level of nascent soul. It's so cool. It won't be long before I become an immortal, right? In the big competition after 3 months, I heard that there are 48,000 lower-ranking sects. My strength should be enough to protect myself. But if you want to lead the people of the mountain sect to overturn the table, you are still far away. After refining the Samadhi true fire, you can continue to refine the elixir. Get Samadhi true fire. In an instant, the majestic and endless world of flames encompassed Chen Yuan. It was as if Chen Yuan was the hottest flame in the world. Samadhi true fire is the transformation of 3 kinds of fire in the human body, namely upper fire, middle fire, lower fire. Condensed with the divine fire of the heart, the essence fire of the kidneys, and the spirit fire of the sea. Endless flames gather together and condense into a trace of Samadhi true fire. Chen Yuan looked at the trace of samadhi true fire floating and burning on the palm of his hand, his eyes full of surprise. Because, just from such a simple burning, Chen Yuan felt that the space seemed to be distorted due to the extremely hot temperature. It is indeed the legendary samadhi true fire. The temperature of this passive combustion alone has surpassed the heavenly fire of heavenly level. This is at least an immortal level divine fire. Next, my alchemy speed should be faster with the blessing of samadhi true fire. Of course, samadhi true fire is indeed very powerful, but the terrifying speed of spiritual power consumption that comes with it is also indispensable. But now Chen Yuan's qi has turned into chaos, and his spiritual power is endless. Even if he lets samadhi true fire burn at full strength for 99 and 81 days, there will be no problem. Just in time, let's try this samadhi true fire this time and see how effective the alchemy is. Let's use the remaining elixir to refine the ultimate earth soul elixir. Make up for the shortcomings in spiritual consciousness and advance to soul formation in one fell swoop. Now, Chen Yuan has also figured out some rules. He sends pills to increase spiritual power and gets feedback, which will be related to the spiritual power. Give away elixirs that increase the intensity of your spiritual consciousness, and the feedback rewards you receive will also be related to your spiritual consciousness. With a slight thought, Chen Yuan summoned the purple fire pill furnace. The moment samadhi true fire entered the heavenly purple fire alchemy furnace under the control of Chen Yuan, the entire purple fire pill furnace was vibrating one after another. All the purple lines on the alchemy furnace were completely revived at this moment after receiving the burning of samadhi true fire. Hot vicissitudes of life. An indescribable rhythm came over me. At this moment, the purple fire alchemy furnace seems to have demonstrated its true ability, rivaling the sky and refining all things within it. I haven't completely ignited the samadhi true fire, but this purple fire alchemy furnace has completely revived. This samadhi true fire is so powerful. Chen Yuan sighed with emotion and started refining the top-grade earth-level elixir. Again, he didn't have the heaven-level elixir in his hand, so he couldn't refine the heaven-level elixir. Therefore, we can only refine earth-level elixirs in large quantities. One after another, the elixirs were refined into pure elixirs by the samadhi true fire controlled by Chen Yuan. Melting chain, refining, melting pill, core condensation, tempering pill, and forming pill. Completed in one go, with the purple fire elixir furnace rippling and the elixir fragrance overflowing, a piece of earth-level top-grade earth soul elixir jumped and landed in the jade bottle in Chen Yuan's hand. Chen Yuan simply smelled the danxiang and nodded with satisfaction. 108. A perfect alchemy. Continue. Time passed, and as the sun went up, Chen Yuan refined all the remaining elixirs. A total of 7 furnaces of top-grade earth-level soul elixirs. Freshly baked. There are 756 in total. Just give it a try. After all, it's just an earth-level elixir. While speaking, Chen Yuan stood up and moved for a moment. After recovering briefly, his eyes swept out of the hall with his spiritual consciousness as deep as the sea. The first thing that catches the eye is the soul formation sword energy light cocoon of the white-clothed sword fairy Loyue. It is halfway through its transformation, and the time to break out of the cocoon is not far away. The next picture shows Dao Yan, who has been staying at the mountain low grade for a long time. Dao Yan has a lot of smiles on her face. It is obvious that she helped Chen Yuan exchange for one of the few heaven-level elixirs in the mountain sect. Chen Yuan took the 756 Earth Soul pills, stepped out, and walked down the mountain. Thanks for watching.